30 hours a month.
Blessings again.
I wonder if Tim has an illness. I can't tell.
Tim, are you sick? What's going on, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Are you okay?
Happy New Year.
Yeah, I'm sick, man. I'm pretty sick. And it's
like-
escalating, but I'm gonna live, man. I'm gonna live.
Yes. I don't know if our characters will, but you'll live.
Okay.
What do you have?
I'm calling it RSV, but really, who knows? It's not COVID, but
Okay.
it's some like bad cold. It's not, COVID was really like all-encompassing for me. Like, really made me emotionally sick as well as physically sick. And this is not like that. I just feel like I have a fucking real bad cold
Okay.
or flu.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you.
Ooh, this is for you. I'm gonna put this over here,
Okay.
based on where people are sitting.
Thanks.
You might want to put your books and stuff on this one instead of the
Say goodnight to
main one.
Siobhan, everybody.
Oh
no! The people on Zoom haven't seen
It's true,
Yeah, I gotta
Siobhan,
lift
and
it.
she's being very cute.
She
so
is.
Just we'll use the miniatures cam.
Hi.
She is a miniature.
There she is.
Hello, baby.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
goodness, and she's found her feet.
She has, yes. That's a new development.
Oh, they got the baby cam going.
Yeah, her feet are her new favorite thing. She's all
Yes.
about it.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
God, you guys got a great-looking baby.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
already been on Grey's Anatomy.
Are you trying to get her a lot of work now?
Yeah,
Trying, yeah.
she's being considered for General Hospital right now.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
She's
Yep.
a real star.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is she gonna be like?
Not even a year old, and she's like, man, I gotta break out of medical dramas.
She's
Got
gonna-
an IMDb page.
Yeah.
Well, as
She'll be
Jake likes
some
to say,
character.
she had an agent before we got her birth
Yeah.
certificate.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
Jake's like, if I get her enough work, I never have to do anything ever again. Except for play TNT.
Well, if she can just pay for her daycare, that'd be nice.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
that's some expensive shit
Oh, I bet.
that I can't afford. Imagine having to pay money just to show up to work, just to earn money.
Yeah.
Oh my burrito.
That's why people love schools.
Yep.
Send your kid to school.
School, baby.
Don't have to worry about them anymore.
That's why I love. My kid goes to like an arts charter, so it's like arts, but it's
Fancy.
free.
Yeah.
Because it's
Got
on the
free part.
public
Which one?
school
Which one?
system. It was they call it Cal Creative now, but it was Los Feliz Charter School
Oh,
for the arts.
yeah. I know people that sent their
Yeah.
kids there. Yeah, we checked it out a couple times. It's
Yeah.
cool.
So let's get started with the check-ins.
Yeah.
What's something cool that happened to you over the holidays or so? And what's something awesome that you remember another player doing from last time? And if your brain can't bring it into focus, then just something you enjoyed from last time. Zaf, will you kick us off?
You know, I had my wife and kids. I went to Germany to see my wife's dad, so I had kind of a very low key, almost like a retreat where I stayed at home, and it was great.
That sounds fancy.
Awesome. And I started listening to this podcast called Plot Points. Do you guys know that?
What is
And
it?
it's a D&D, like a role-playing game podcast. And one of the things that the guy is doing is he's writing a history of TSR. And in the podcast, he's going through the original first edition DMG, reading it aloud and then commenting with another guy on like what the heck Gary Gygax was going through his mind. It was just really interesting. That's the one I grew up with. And it's so different than 5e. So, God, last time, you know, I'm going to go with Lord Hans keeping the gate open so that Daphne and Lord Hans could just scoot through the gate. The first time Lord Hans got to use the suggestion spell. And,
Oh, yeah.
and it was a learning experience for all of us suggesters to keep in mind, I think. I'm glad to know that there are Daphne and Lord Hans are going to come in and either find the three of us dead or save the day.
Very cool. Julie, what's up?
Well, I just had a super chill holiday, which is great, and just how I like it. My kid had to have a little surgery on the front end of it, so it was a great excuse to chill out.
Is he okay?
And he's fine, yes.
Okay.
But it's just been an annoying thing, and it was his third time having to have the same surgery. So that was super irritating, but he is like a champ and has a great sense of humor about it. And I got to get really fun footage of him on morphine.
Is it posted up anywhere?
Are you keeping that for his wedding?
No, we keep
Yeah.
that internally. I don't post a lot of stuff about my
You're
kids.
like, when you have a girlfriend
But
or boyfriend, this is coming out.
we watched it and we laughed and laughed because he was out of control.
That's
And we had a great Christmas, and it was, but just super chill. And last time, I just remember everybody. I mean, I don't know if I can say one person, but just all of our representative speakers of how great it was to have like an episode where it was so much recall about everything that had happened, and I just loved the way it all interweaved and people represented it, and I loved every time I get to ride on one of Michael's animal creatures. Some are going to ride a spider animal. Some every month.
I'm a wolf right now?
Yeah, or something, are you?
Wolf?
That was direwolf, I
Or
think?
bear?
Or bear, I
so.
forget. I was riding on something. Somebody gave me a ride.
I think it was a wolf. It
I
was
think it was a
a
wolf.
Yeah.
half-orc riding a wolf under a gate.
That
Yep,
is
that
awesome.
it was like, let's go!
We should get, that would be a good illustration for the book that this
Yeah.
will someday be.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Alright.
And you're done.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, my holidays are pretty chill too. Not too much going on. We did a family get together for New Year's. I went to a friend's thing for Thanksgiving, which was a lot of people. And yeah.
How was your B-Day?
Oh, happy
My-
birthday.
Oh, my birthday. It was cool. A couple of friends kind of surprised me with like a little get together thing,
Nice.
which was really nice. We played some board games and stuff. It was cool. That was
Perfect.
fun. And then from last time, my memory's hazy, but I feel like y'all killed it with the talks. We did some helping with the roles, but I think overall you did amazing. And then it showed because they voted for ousting her, and then the chase, and the chase,
You.
and then the chase.
And Jake for improvising that chase.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
improvisation skills.
Thank you. I feel
Leaving
so
it on a
confident in
cliffhanger.
DM.
So now he hasn't prepared for this
Yeah,
session
he-
at all.
Wow.
He's
You
like,
You know,
I'm just
after
gonna
a
wing
while as a DM, you just
it.
like,
Just wing it.
I got it. You know, I don't even have to prepare
It's
anything.
that guy with the lazy DM guy.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah. What
Random.
are you guys' characters again?
Exactly.
all random and
That sounds like Jake too. No, never.
Because I can't remember anything. Alright. Laura. ¿Qué te pasa?
Hello.
It until the break. I'm
He was-
sorry.
That was stick it under my
torturing. He was torturing.
Yeah.
beating it up through the side.
I forget things, as we said.
Oh,
Sorry,
good.
sorry to interrupt you. Keep going.
Oh, no, not at all. This might sound like a cop-out answer, but truly last time I found the synergy of the group, so like the group as a unit or individual entity in of itself to be really inspiring, and really just everybody stepping up, and everything came together really well. So I thank my fellow players, and I thank you, Jake, for creating the circumstances in which that could happen.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Thank you. TR.
Hi. Yeah, man. Hello, everybody. It's wonderful to be back, and I'm sorry that I can't be there in person. my break was relaxing too. I went to do some bird photography in Malibu, and I got some nice pelicans, some double-crested cormorants, many gulls, least terns. As you may know, the Malibu Lagoon is home to a nesting site for the endangered least tern, so that was a treat. And then I pretty much just relaxed and hung out around LA. I made some progress on my next book, which was good. And then last time a couple things that I liked. Like Hans really likes traveling with a bear. He's a fan. I really liked learning about Una's pirate past, and then I liked the bear just immediately turning into a bear to defend her against pirates. That was awesome. Hans enjoys the bear. Hans is a fucking fan of the bear. Didn't think he would be, but he's a big fan, and now would never travel without a bear. I'm really looking forward to everything that develops. Hans is also feeling apprehensive but hopeful about a connection with his uncle. And how's Tamara went?
Yeah, they're gonna have a talk later.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to answer the question too, but first I just want to sum up what happened last time because it was a lot. We did everybody's interlude except for the druid interlude last time, which was like all of this shit happened last time. We did all the interludes. We had the C-SPAN, and then we had the chase.
C-SPAN.
So a lot of shit happened. We went to Jasper's house. I met his mom and dad and found out more about her disease and that there were like special lichens and flowers that grow in different places that could help her, and they gave him a belt, which he doesn't know what it did yet because he still hasn't slept.
He's wearing the belt.
He's wearing the belt though, so
Really well.
if it stops him from dying, I guess it'll kick in. And Julie, Una's thing was the first thing that happened when you guys left the castle was the sea captain showed up and was like, "Where's my money?" And she was like, "I want to pay my debt. I am ready to give you all of my money." And you guys were like, No, wait, you gotta negotiate. And the guy was like, "Give me my money." And then there was almost a bear fight. And Laura, Daphne snuck off down an alleyway and then into a hookah bar and into a private dining room where she met a dark-skinned gnome who was eating a crocodile. And that guy, told her, thanked her for falling on her sword for him, and thanked her and told her that the guy who runs Bourgogne is getting a little wacky. And he gave her a bag with an expensive item in it. And none of you guys know any of that. None of your characters know any of that because she hasn't said it. And nothing happened with Michael because I forgot. And we'll see how that speaks to my quality as a DM. And Lord Hans went to the library and did some research with a very unattractive character, who was nonetheless very entertaining to interact with. And he found out some information about Gomethakash, who is the mysterious figure, perhaps, behind what's happening with the Queen. So Lord Hans found that out. Then you guys went to the council, like you slept, you got up, you went to the council, and you all made awesome speeches, which were faithfully recorded for all time. And you managed to get the 2/3 majority needed to oust the Queen. At that moment, Aloysius Killshaw ran out of the back of the... well, you know what? I'll save this piece for leading up into us playing. So, my answer to the question. Over the break, we went on a road trip. We went to Monument Valley, Canyon de Chelly, and Sedona. And we braved 2 blizzards. The first blizzard, we were in the middle of nowhere, and there was nowhere to pull over, and we could slip off the road at any moment. We were driving between 35 and 40. I was driving between 35 and 40. And there was like an hour and a half where the baby was screaming the entire time. Mm-hmm. And we couldn't pull over because we'd just slide off the road or get stuck. And then some guys tried to mug me. I got out of the car to pee, and these guys just like ran up on me and were like, "Excuse me, can you give me $1? Excuse me. I just like ran into the car. And then the second blizzard, the second blizzard, they closed all the highways and they sent an emergency message to my phone, and I got some people to help me put snow chains on the tires, and we drove the really, really long way around and got to where we were going, and ours was the only direction on the highway of 2 highways and 4 directions. Ours was the only one that didn't get shut down.
Wow.
That one direction, the other direction of the highway that we were on got shut down.
Oh, wow.
And then I got people to help me take the snow chains off because I'm really not handy, and so people were really helpful. And there was an exit where there were like 40 to 60 cars lined up on both sides of the road, and all of them were going to sleep in their car that night because the highway was closed and they couldn't get where they were going.
That's good.
So yeah, we made it through. We saw some dope shit, and now I'm really excited to play this tonight. I've been practicing this shit and making Aaron practice it and stuff. So poor Aaron. I posted the first episode of this show, which starts out really poorly recorded. It's like half on my phone, half on the computer. It's like before I started getting out this microphone and recording it properly. And the second episode, one of the players, I'm gonna have to cut out his voice every time he talks. But I really want the bear chase saved, so I'm still gonna edit it. So whatever, but by the 5th or 6th time that we play, it's actually pretty steady, good recording.
Nice.
So I'm gonna keep posting them, and I'm excited about that. I don't expect anything of it, but it's fun for me.
Posterity, baby.
Posterity. I want to be able to listen to it 10 or 20 years from now, just like I listened to stupid little skits I put on YouTube when I was 21. And I've been listening to NADPod, which is Not Another D&D Podcast, which is very silly and comedic, and it's very silly, but it's gives a person some ideas. They don't use any minis. They do everything in theater of the mind, which I usually hate, but they make it kind of work. Well, it's inspiring in a way. So, where we last left off, you guys, are we ready to play?
Ready.
Ready to go from the summary, the ending summary, into actually playing? Here's a track called Chase. That's a good way to set this up. Let's see how this Chase track sounds. So, oh my God. So, you finished convincing the House of Lords, not the Council of the Blooded, to oust the Queen, and they were like, "Okay, we're going to oust the Queen." And as they were doing that, Aloysius Killshaw was like, "You are committing treason!" Ah! And he ran out of the back of the room and started running down the street. A couple of you gave chase. And a couple of you stayed behind. Sort of. I mean, you were all sort of chasing, but some of you were quicker than others. Una jumped on a wolf and started running, and the cat man started catting. So those people were speeding towards Aloysius, but he was like, you couldn't even see him, but you knew he was running towards the castle. You were headed there. You sort of saw him duck under the gate or something, and you started running, and the guards started shutting the gate on you. The cat man catted under the thing, but the gate started to fall on you two due to maybe a poor roll or something, I can't remember, and the gate actually fell onto your hands, and you used a strength check to push the gate up long enough for you to run under it. The gate shut, and these two, winded, were running up, a wizard and a cleric, like, "Hey, we're not cat people or anything over here." And the gate was already shut. But then Lord Hans, like a Jedi of sorts, told the gate man to open the gate. The gate opened, but as soon as it opened, it started to fall, because his command was just open the gate. He didn't say anything else after that. So the gate started to fall. You guys rolled under it. Lord Hans actually took a little bit of damage, I think, from it. I can't remember what I had said. If you do, tell me, but otherwise I'll say you took 2 damage from the gate hitting you in the ankle. So I think Daphne was down 2 spell slots for, there was something you did to enhance an ability. and then something else, and then Tim is down 1 second level spell slot for suggestion. And so you guys got into the gate, and you saw everybody running into the keep towards the throne room, and you chased after everybody into there. So this is where we pick up. Your leading party, you're running towards the throne room. Do you run to the throne room?
I would assume that's where I'm supposed to head, so yes.
You be running towards the throne room.
I guess I'm following wherever he's going.
Am I in front?
Yeah, isn't that what you said?
I don't know. You guys are ahead of the other two. Are you headed to the throne room?
Yes.
You're headed to the throne room. The other two just made it into the keep, following you, and you see these people. You see your friends disappearing down the hallway towards the throne room. Do you head that way as well?
I'm gonna follow my friends. Yes. What do you
All right.
think,
Yeah.
Daphne?
Daphne's winded enough and purple enough that she can't reply, but it's just like,
Perfect. So you front folks, the folks that are in the front, you make it to the throne room, and as you arrive there, you see people disappearing out the door in the back. You may have a vague memory that there is a courtyard out there, and so they disappear just as you arrive. And as you are standing there watching that happen, your friends are running up behind you and getting close. What do you do?
Is there are any of the nobles' personal armies don't have a presence in the castle normally, do they?
They don't normally, but you did hear as you were leaving the Council of the Blooded that the nobles would be sending some of their personal retainers to help you. That they anticipated a problem and that they were going to gather their strong people and send them as well.
How long do you think that'll take, or do we think that'll take?
I don't know.
Jasper's gonna cast invisibility on himself and then follow
Nice.
into the, sneak, kind of go cautiously towards where the others had disappeared.
Okay, so you're invisible and you're walking across the throne room towards the door that they had gone out?
I'm following, I'm trying to see where those people went.
Okay, well they went out a door and you can see through the door that there's a courtyard.
Okay.
And so the rest of you are standing at the entrance to the throne room. You see people went out a door in the back, and you see him turn invisible.
Who among us is holding the pendants of life's boon right now?
I think Una and I, yeah.
And you guys now know what those things do.
May I borrow one from one of you guys?
I guess I'll wait for the two of them to catch up.
I mean,
They catch up.
Alright.
we know what they do.
Can you look out the? Yeah, I forgot. I gotta look it up though. Can you?
The pendant of life's boon lets you, if you take like if you have 30 hit points and you take like a 35 hit point hit, you don't like perma die. You get to save.
What are you trying to look up, Julie?
Oh, I was trying to remember what you told me on the pendant.
Yeah.
The pendant, if you take enough damage to permanently kill you, the pendant will protect you from that.
Okay.
So, time is passing. The barbarian's danger sense tells her.
Can invisible? Oh yes. What is tell me for God's
Let him
sake. Sorry.
Tells her that the longer you wait, the more likely the queen is to have more guards at her side or whatever.
Yeah, my impulse is to just run out the door, but do you want to look out the door first before we run out the door?
Yeah, we
Invisible
can,
person?
We'll start heading. Well, the invisible person's gone.
Yeah, I've gone on ahead. I'm trying
Yeah.
You said I see in the courtyard there's nobody there?
No, I said you're getting close to the room and you see a courtyard.
Okay, so I go to look in the courtyard. Sorry.
Yeah, and then we'll start. Once they catch up, then we'll head to the door as well.
Okay, so you guys are headed towards the door. You see through the door that it's a very large courtyard, and way down at the end of it, you see Aloysius talking to the queen.
Well,
So they're all in the courtyard.
Who's there? All? How many people are in the courtyard?
Right now, you see the queen. He sees the queen and Aloysius in the far end of the courtyard.
So I go down quietly as I can to where they're at to see if I can hear what's being said.
You go down near the queen and Aloysius?
Yes. Nobody else is down there. It's just the two of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you want us to stay here?
So what are the rest of you doing?
I'm like, are you still here, Jasper?
Well, we don't know where Jasper is or what's going on.
Yeah, we don't know what happened. He just turned.
When we get to the thing, we just see the two of them talking.
So you go up to the door, and you see the Sorry about my butt, guys on Zoom. You see.
Don't apologize.
Never apologize for your butt.
No.
We can't even see your butt, man. It's
It's
invisible.
What butt?
What butt? The bottom half of your body's just missing.
Little butt.
So you see the queen and Aloysius talking at the far end of the courtyard. And Jasper, as you get closer, you hear Aloysius explaining what happened, and you hear the queen getting upset. And you guys are coming to the edge of the courtyard, and you see the queen and them down the end, and what do?
Well, I can't talk, so
You're a wolf?
I'm a wolf.
You can howl.
Woof.
What, Una, what are you up to?
Well, I'm gonna barrel over there like a big dummy.
You're gonna barrel over there like a big dummy?
Alright, so we're heading out. We're heading directly towards the queen.
I'm just riding on homeboy.
What is around the courtyard? These walls, doorways, and such.
Doesn't matter.
That's not what I like to hear.
That is not the problem.
So, as Una is riding a wolf, where did I put my dire wolf stats? How many hit points did dire wolf have?
37.
37. So as you guys are riding forward, you see the queen look up at you all and say, her face changes. You know, she had sort of a distracted expression a lot of the time that you've been talking to her, and she looks up at you, and her face changes. And you see fire and a concentration in her eyes that you have not seen yet. And she looks at you, and her voice carries all the way across the courtyard in sort of a different timbre than what you've heard. And she says, Golethakash said we should let you live, but I knew he was wrong. Now! I will do what should have been done at the start. And she like rips off her queen outfit, and under it are some sick, evil-looking magic user type robes. This is what you see. Go ahead and pass the mini around.
Cool. Oh no.
Oh, good God.
You said Golethakash said we shouldn't kill you, but
But she knew.
Should let
She
you
knew.
live, but she knew he was wrong.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, make sure the camera gets to see it.
Should I just replace?
where she was, probably, yeah.
So as she says this, you hear guards clamoring around the archways to the courtyard, And where's the little box? There it is. And 2 guards come up behind you guys, and they sort of nod at you in a friendly way. And one of them is wearing like some noble's colors that you that seem familiar from earlier in the day, and then some other guards run into here and look at the queen to try to see what she wants them to do. As they do that, and she said that, she pushes a button that's in a wall, and magical force slams down a wall all around the courtyard, locking everyone in the courtyard. And
What does that look like? Just like a.
doesn't look like much because it's force. So
Okay.
it's let's say it's like a really light blue, slightly opaque energy in the air.
Okay.
But it slams down, locking everyone who's in the courtyard there. So if other guards are coming, they're not going to be able to come in. And she laughs maniacally and says, "Prepare to die." roll for initiative. Let me hear one number from one person.
7.
Okay, hang on. Okay, next person.
12.
12 from Lord Hans. Next one.
Natural 20.
Oh, big strong Una. Okay, Jasper.
7.
Okay, who don't I have? Daphne.
Me. 11.
Okay, and I have Hassan. Yeah.
Yeah, 7.
Okay, so we got all the good guys. All right, give me a sec to arrange some shite.
It's nice to know though that Galathakosh put in a good word for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he's on our side. Maybe we should be working with Galacticosh.
Don't worry, Julie. I'll help you figure out your stuff.
Thank you.
I've got your table over here. I'll tell you what to do.
No, that deep sigh was just for the
Ah.
prayer for impending chaos. I don't
Yes.
kill everybody in the.
Jake, who's our cat? Totem of good luck here. I forget your cat's name.
Sooty.
This
Oh no,
one?
the other one.
This one. The
Oh, that's
cat one.
Minx.
Minx.
Oh, Minx.
I don't think we have anything
So-
to fear with Minx on our side.
No. Kitty energy.
And what do you think, David? Would you be like the camera person,
Yeah.
so they can see what's happening,
Sure.
and you can see what you're doing for them right there on the TV.
You're the
Dun,
director.
dun, dun, dun.
Good work.
Yeah. So, she says, "Prepare to die," and you start seeing magic like crackling between her fingers, little sparks and stuff. Also, it's almost like a shield of sorts starts to hover around her. You get the feeling that it's made from death. There's like a sort of an aura hovering in a circle around her. And the queen also suddenly has a double standing next to her. Now, Michael, since you helped make this up ages ago, I want you to know it's completely different. So
Yeah, I don't remember it.
it's completely different. It's completely different than it was. So she's got a double standing next to her. So you kind of can't tell which one is the real queen. Don't do that, please. So Una, you are first.
Well, I'd like to rage.
Okay, so your rage is a bonus action. Roll a d10.
Okay. Is this my 10? No.
No.
Where's my little 10? This little guy?
It's the one that looks like a diamond cut.
This little guy. No.
Yeah,
The most complicated
yeah.
one.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll work.
Boop, 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 boop. That's a 0.
A 0? That's a 10.
Yep, she got 10.
10.
So, a bolt of lightning shoots from your chest.
Woohoo!
Roll a d20.
Oh, geez.
Oh god. That's an 8?
Okay, another creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage and be blinded. Which creature, until the start of your next turn, which creature are you shooting that bolt of lightning from your chest at?
It has to be within 30 feet of her?
Yep, within 30 feet of her.
Yeah, shit.
So that's within 6 squares. I'll say you can hit up to here just so we can do something interesting with it. You could hit a guard or Aloysius.
I hit Aloysius because I'm mad at him.
Okay, so Aloysius is making a Constitution saving throw as a bolt of lightning bursts out of your chest,
Boom!
and he fails it. Roll a d6 to find out how much damage it does to him.
4.
4 damage to Aloysius Killshaw. That dude is only slightly hurt, but he's really pissed as he goes blind.
That's pretty bad.
Until your next turn. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And that was in the book. I didn't add that.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yep.
Nice!
So, Aloysius, are you going to move? Actually, you could have moved before you raged.
Oh,
but-
yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh well.
You going to move now?
Yes.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna jump off of Wolf Boy and come just over here. Yeah!
All right. And so your bonus action raged. Are you going to do anything with your action?
Yes. I'd like to try to throw a javelin at this guard right here.
Okay.
Throw it.
Now, just for the hell of it, roll insight.
Okay. That is a 13.
13.
Yes.
Your danger sense tells you that the queen is extremely dangerous and deadly.
Yeah.
So you're throwing your spear at?
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah. Maybe I'll try to throw it at her though. I feel like it's not gonna do anything. But yeah, I'll throw a javelin at her because
Okay.
why not? She's shiny.
Okay, throw a javelin with disadvantage. Roll 2 d20s. As you throw the javelin, you realize that there are 2 queens standing next to each other, and
right.
you can't tell which is which.
Oh no.
Oh, they can still see shit. It's just this is
You
not.
can't. Okay, I threw a javelin. I get with a disadvantage and a +5 attack bonus 7.
Michael, can you use charm person when you're in combat with somebody?
You can, but it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
They have this.
They have advantage.
Yeah.
What's going on, Una?
I think I got a 12. I rolled a 7. The disadvantage one was a 7, but I got a +5 for my javelin throw.
Okay, so you rolled a 12. So your javelin hits the double and passes right through it, and then it's kind of like they both swap places, and you can't tell which is which. Now it is Aloysius' turn.
Oh.
Aloysius, blinded, tries to shoot you. He pulls out a gun that looks oddly familiar to all of you. It looks like the gun that Petra had before she disappeared. The one that you originally got when you defended the queen. He pulls out that gun. It looks like that one, but a little modified. And since he's blinded, he's got disadvantage as he tries to shoot it where you were standing. And he misses you. Now it's the turn of these bad guards down here. These guards are helping the queen. This one goes up here towards you, Una. This one sort of castles in front of the queen. He doesn't know you're there, Jasper. So this guy just goes up here. And this one throws a spear at Una. And this one throws a spear at the dire wolf. And he hits Una. who is raging, and he would be doing 10 damage, but she's raging, so she takes 5. Going to 31, and the other one tried to hit the wolf. What's the wolf's AC?
14.
He misses the wolf, and then the last one, the one that's in front of the queen, he throws a spear at the wolf, but with disadvantage because it's so far away, and he misses. Alright, now it is the queen's turn. The queen continues cackling, and you see the magic in front of her fingers start to spark and bounce back and forth, and all of a sudden you see fire start to form above her hands. A big ball of fire starts to grow in front of her, the size of a horse. And then she levels her hands at you, and she shoots a fireball across the mother effing courtyard, and that means that the 2 good guards, Una and Hasam and Daphne, have to make dexterity saves. So, let me know. Well, don't say anything just yet. Okay, okay, hold on. Okay, what'd you get, Jasper?
Me? Did I have to
Oh,
make
he
one?
was out of the
I was
thing.
outside of the
He
ring.
wasn't in it.
Oh, sorry, what'd you get, Una?
11.
Okay, so you failed. You take 25 damage. You go to 6 health. Okay, Michael, what'd you roll?
19.
19, you pass. You take 12 damage. So the wolf goes to 25. And Daphne?
15.
Daphne, where's my number? Yeah, it's DC 15. So you made it, so you take 12. Daphne takes 12 damage, going down to 13 hit points. The queen is like, bitches! The good guards have to make saves. One of them makes it, one of them doesn't.
Do you have good things?
I think I do. That's what
One of the good guards goes down to 5 hit points. The other good guard goes down to 18. Una, do you need help with anything?
I was trying to remember. I still had good berries in my pocket, and I'm trying to see how many I have.
Do you remember, Michael?
I thought I gave everybody 10, but I don't.
I think you're right. I think
have
it's 10.
10. I have 10.
Okay, you've got 10 good berries in your pocket.
Is it?
Alright. That's the end of the queen's turn. Lord Hans, it's your turn.
Alright, I am going to put the two evil guards to sleep.
There's 3 of them.
The
Yes,
two next to
there's
each other,
2 that are
yes.
within 20 feet of each other that are where there's not going to be a friendly fire incident.
Okay, roll inside before you do that.
10.
Okay, 10. Alright. Move forward.
I'm going to put the 2 evil guards to sleep.
Okay, so roll 5d8 and tell me what you get, unless you're using a level 2 spell slot.
No, using level 1.
Alright?
5 plus 7, 11, 19, and 22.
Okay, your spell fizzles, nothing happens.
Yep.
You are down to 3 spell slots. Do you want to move?
I feel happy here at the back of the room. I'm in a good spot right now, yeah.
Alright.
Do I have good berries too? I don't know if I ate.
I
all
told
my
you guys
good
how many. I don't remember,
Yeah.
man.
Let's say Una has 10 and each of the spellcasters has 5.
I have
Right.
10. I know.
All right, then
Sorry.
you both have 10. What you gave out 10 to each person?
That's what I thought, but I don't.
All right, everybody's got 10. Moving forward, Daphne, your
Two
turn.
good berries. I'm eating 2 good berries.
You got to do it as an action.
Oh, really? Okay, never mind.
Instead
Well,
of
I'm not-
casting a spell, you'll have to eat good berries. All right, so Daphne, your turn.
Okay, I would like to move as far as possible as I can towards the camera. So away from
Sideways,
I don't
forward, backward.
across.
Diagonally.
Yeah, so like yeah.
That's 30.
Oh, that is okay. Great. Yep. So I'm gonna hang out there, and then are these two guards? Are they within 5 or 10 of each other?
They're within 5 of each other. One of them's within 5
Okay.
of you, and the other one's within 5 of the other one.
Those are good guys.
Those
Yeah,
are good
right,
guys.
right.
Those
So,
are our allies, we think, or we don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll just see what happens, but I'm going to Toll the Dead and use my subclass feature Reaper to target both of them.
But Daphne,
These ones?
Daphne, those might
No,
be our
she's-
friends.
She's talking about the
These
other one.
Oh, you mean these guys?
Oh,
You're gonna toll the
Oh,
dead
these
the
are
bad guards or the good guards?
These ones.
I mean the bad ones.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the
okay.
2 that Tim tried to put asleep that are in front of Una, you're gonna toll the
I'm
dead
just
them.
gonna see. Yeah, we'll just what?
You're gonna toll the dead them.
Yes, both of them, just to see if it's all spells or what's going on.
Okay, here we go. One hits a 15 wisdom save, and the other one hits a 1.
Yep. Okay, well, the one who hit a 1 takes 2 necrotic damage.
Okay, and anything else on your turn?
Yes, I'm gonna bonus action healing word myself.
Okay, what do you get?
Sorry. I am up 6, so up to 19.
Okay, so you're at 19 hit points. At the end of your turn, the queen sort of waves her hand, and but nothing interesting happens.
She's just waving.
She looks like she's trying to start an orchestra or something, but nothing happens, and she kind of curses. So now it is the good guard's turn. The good guards move up. And this one throws his spear at Aloysius, and this one throws his spear at the bad guard in front of him.
Nice. He's advantage in Aloysius.
Okay, so advantage on Aloysius, and he still doesn't hit, even though he's got a really high to hit.
Good try.
He rolled poorly, and then the other one is trying to hit the bad guard. He hits, and
nice.
he does 8 damage to that guard. So that guard's looking mildly fucked up, let's call it. Hasam, it's your turn.
Am I close? Am I 10 spaces away from the queen, or am I farther than that?
This is 30 feet.
I can
This
go
is 50 feet.
Okay.
That's 55.
Alright, I'm gonna go up to Aloysius and attack him then.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You got at least 40?
I got 50, yeah.
Okay. This light is so weak.
That is an 18 to hit.
Uh-huh.
I assume that hits?
You hit.
Okay.
Roll damage.
That is 9 damage, and then the strength saving throw.
Okay, so you do 9 damage to him. He does a strength saving throw. He passes. He got 18. And as this wolf attacks Aloysius, he says, "Bloody disgusting beast!" and tries to swat you away with his pistol. Okay, now it's Jasper's turn.
Jasper's going to, let's see. Let me just think for a second. Hold on. Okay, he's gonna move closer to the queen. A little
You can put the
closer.
camera down for a second if you want.
You can always
Oh, yeah,
use
then
this
I can
mug.
switch.
You can always use this mug as well.
Oops.
And Julie can step in. Amazing.
Okay, let's see.
So what are you doing,
20.
Invisible Man?
I'm moving 20 feet,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to cast Suggestion on the queen. And I'm going to use my Unsettling Words as a bonus action first.
So you're using unsettling words as a bonus action first.
So that to subtract 1d6 from her saving throw.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use Suggestion, and I'm going to tell
Now, how
her.
does unsettling words work?
She has to subtract a
So you use one of your bardic inspirations?
Yes, I use one of my bardic inspirations, and she has to subtract a d6 from her saving throw.
Okay. Rolled by you or by me?
Either way, I mean,
By me.
I would think it's me, but you
Okay,
can.
so you do that as a bonus action, and
Okay.
then what? Now, if you use unsettling words from invisibility, isn't it going to take you out of invisibility?
I'm going to be visible.
Since you're talking.
Yes.
Since you're saying,
Actually, casting a spell
The-
makes
the-
me.
the-
you suck.
The suggestion will get rid of it. The
Uh-huh.
bardic
Casting a
won't.
spell.
All right, so you whisper some insults while invisible, and then you.
Yep. That's one of the best things to do as a bard is to do bardic.
And then I
what do
cast
you do?
Suggestion, and I suggest to her that this effort is futile, and she should surrender herself to the Council of the Blooded.
Okay, and what's your spell save DC?
14.
Okay. So she fails, and
Yes.
Don't get excited yet.
she's like, she stops for a second, and she's like, and let's just say, as a reaction, she starts walking like over here a little bit, and then the necklace around her neck, which looks surprisingly like this on a string. It looks like my DM screen. Zoom, guys.
The Beholder.
The necklace that's around her neck kind of lights up and flashes and seems to shock her in a way, and she takes some damage, which basically means that her shield like starts to thin, and you see this shield that's flying around her thin as she takes some damage, but her eyes pop open, and like a fire comes into them again, and you realize that she might not be, you might not be the only one who makes suggestions to this person, and she gets a steely glare once more.
She's possessed.
But you did some damage to her.
Okay.
All right. Any movement now that you're not invisible?
I already moved. I can't.
You can still move whatever
Oh.
you have left.
How much? Oh, okay.
Normally you have 30, but I don't know what your.
I think I moved.
You said you moved 20, so you can move 2 more if it's 30. I don't know what your speed is.
It's 30. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna hang tight here.
Okay, Una, it's your turn.
Okay. Oh, right.
You could, well.
First I'm gonna jam 10 good berries.
That's an action.
That's an action. You
Yeah.
won't be able to
You
attack.
could move
But-
and then do an action too. So you could.
No metagaming, guys.
Sorry.
And Una, you're in the heat of battle. So.
Yeah, I'm in the heat of battle, so I'm gonna jam 10.
All right, you're at 16 hit points now instead of 6.
Thank you, and then I get
Also,
a
if
bonus
you don't
action.
attack, your rage goes away. What are you gonna do with your bonus action?
Does shooting a lightning bolt out of
You
my
can
chest
still do it,
count
but
as
after
a...
this turn, your rage is over because you didn't attack.
Oh, that doesn't count as attacking. I can attack somebody. Can I just try to scimitar chop the person in front of me?
Not as a bonus action. You have to not eat the good berries.
Oh, not eat the good berries.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Then, I'm not gonna eat the good berries.
Okay, so you're at 6 hit points,
And
and
I'm going to try to slice the person in front of me in half with a scimitar. I want to try to hit that guy.
okay. Now I'm just telling you, Una's danger sense gets a lot more danger from the queen than from these guards.
Can I?
Also, that's
but
a
it's
pillar.
not a matter if I run away from the guards, right? Like,
Well, you
or
were
if I
here.
move.
Not
right?
engaged yet.
You're
I
not
haven't engaged in the battle. Okay, great. Then, let me move as far as I can. That's like 30, right? So I want to go like.
You want to go towards the queen?
Yes.
Towards Aloysius?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This will get you engaged with Aloysius if you step there.
Okay.
You want that?
Well, I don't like anybody, but he's a lot less of a problem to me. I think.
3 seconds to make a decision as to
God
where we're walking to.
damn it! All right, I'm gonna step over here. Not to
Where?
Aloysius.
Here?
Yeah, I want to try to throw a hand axe at the
The queen.
queen,
Okay.
and then yes, that's what I'm gonna do first.
Okay, so as you rear back to throw the hand axe, you see the double of the queen you can't really tell which person you're throwing it at, and roll the hit. Roll a d20.
That is an 18.
Okay, you hit. Roll damage.
Is it with disadvantage?
No.
It's gonna be a 3.
Plus.
Plus 2. Plus. I don't think I get. Do I get a plus for the?
Yeah.
3 plus 4, right?
Whatever your strength is.
Oh, my strength. 3 plus 3 plus 2. Yeah, plus 5.
Okay, so
Sorry.
as you throw it, you see the queen's shield basically disappears, and like the head of the axe nicks her shoulder, and she looks down and sees the trickle of blood, and she looks at you, and her eyes burn in a total rage. What else will you do?
Now I want to shoot a lightning bolt out of my chest at her.
Okay, so you're shooting a lightning
That
bolt
is
out of your
so
chest at her.
awesome.
Yeah, that's super cool.
And roll with wait, let me read your thing. Okay, the queen makes a Constitution saving throw against that, and passes. So it doesn't damage her.
Dip.
The lightning bolt shoots by the queen's head, and she watches it pass, and she looks back at you like she's never seen a barbarian do anything like this before.
Neither have I.
And now it's Aloysius's turn. He can see again, so he steps back sort of in front of the queen to try to sort of defend her. And
Is he taking a... Do I get an attack opportunity, or is he doing the...
oh, I didn't realize he was standing right next to you.
Yeah, I was biting him.
Okay. Yeah, he'll take an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Natural 20.
Okay, roll your crit.
Wow, that's a really bad crit. 8 damage.
Okay. So
It still helps.
Aloysius steps back to protect the queen after seeing the hand axe fly towards her. He really wants to protect her, so he steps back, and as he does so, the wolf bites him and pulls at his clothing, and Aloysius falls prone. Then he goes 10 feet back, and then he takes 15 more feet of speed to stand back up again in front of the queen, now all like with his robes all ripped by the wolf's teeth. And then he was going to shoot at Una, but now he's pissed at the wolf.
Makes
So
sense, bring it.
he levels his pistol at the wolf. What's Miggs doing?
Thanks, Wolf, for drawing
rolls
his
to
fire.
hit. That hits. And he Wolf make a Constitution save.
14.
Okay, you make the save, so you don't get pushed back, and you take 11 damage from this pistol. The pistol shot rips through the wolf's hide and takes the wolf down to 14 hit points. Let's see, that was his action. Yeah, and that's it for Aloysius' turn. Now it's the turn of the bad guards. The bad guards are seeing that there's like a bunch of people over here by the queen now, so they start to sort of castle up to protect the queen. So they start heading back. The one over there on the left stabs at the Catman with a spear and misses. The one that moved back to the left of the queen throws a spear at Una and hits and does 10 damage divided by 2 is 5, taking Una down to 1 hit point. And then the guard that's in front of the wolf stabs at the wolf and misses. Now it's the queen's turn. The queen looks at the blood trickling down her shoulder and starts to cackle. Then she extends her hand across the space, pointing at Lord Hans. And even though it's like 80, 90 feet of distance, a sort of black, starry ray of death shoots out from her hand across the courtyard toward Lord Hans. And it hits him and does 7 force damage to him, taking Lord Hans down to 5 hit points. Then the queen touches the beholder-shaped necklace around her neck, and lights start to light up at the end of the eye stalks on the beholder necklace. And another ray shoots out of the necklace at Lord Hans. Lord Hans, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
4.
Okay, you are afraid of the queen until your next turn. So you'll have disadvantage on any attack against her, and you can't move towards her, although I doubt you would. Now the queen points her left hand towards Jasper, and again, black energy flies out of her hand towards him, and you sort of see stars in the black energy like it's some kind of portal to an astral plane or something. And the black energy wraps around Jasper, and Jasper Jasper is hit. Jasper is hit by it, and the queen does 4 damage to Jasper, and then she touches that necklace around her neck again, and the eye stalks start lighting up like a slot machine, and one of them lights up and shoots towards Jasper. Jasper, make a wisdom saving throw.
A 1.
Okay. Your speed is reduced to 0, and your legs have turned to stone for 1 minute.
Oof.
You can repeat the wisdom saving throw at the end of each of your turns. So you're not fully turned into stone, but your legs are stone, and you cannot move for 1 minute, aka 10 rounds. But yeah, keep doing saving throws at the end of your turn. So that was Queen Aoife. Lord Hans.
You want to put your rings out? You got your rings, man.
Sure, Lord Hans, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
I have disadvantage on attacks against the queen.
Did I give? Oh yeah, because you're afraid. Yeah.
It's, you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. Can I use an inspiration point to get rid of my disadvantage?
No, you can use your inspiration to re-roll something that you roll.
Great. So I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb Acid at the queen.
Okay, so you go down to 2 spell slots and roll to hit with disadvantage, and tell me what you get.
First roll is 14. Second roll is an 8. So I'm gonna re-roll that.
No, you rolled a 14 plus your spell attack bonus is 20.
No, no. It's I rolled a 7 plus my spell attack bonus, and then my disadvantage roll was a natural 1.
Okay, roll again. 2 rolls and tell me what's the lowest of the 2.
Okay. 15 including the bonus.
Okay, yeah, all of that misses.
Damn it.
Alright, Daphne, it's your turn.
Right. Could I try maybe to pivot the camera just a little bit towards the back of the map? The
You're
other
over
way,
here.
please. Just to see where we are. Okay. Cool. I would like to come forward. I'm still gonna hug that corner, but come up near the wood guard as far as I can go.
How far did you go?
That's it behind it, yeah.
Okay, great. And then I'm going
Okay.
to here. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for accommodating. You know what? I'm actually going to use my action to dash further towards Una.
Okay.
So 30 feet diagonally,
15,
you know, like
20,
close to her.
25. You're going to take 25, 30. So that's already 30. So then you're over here after you dash. So you're behind Una right now.
Okay,
Standing
cool.
behind her.
And okay, so I'll be in a position to help, and I'm not gonna do a bonus action, so I'm just getting in the fray.
Una's got 1 hit point.
I know, but I know I can more effectively.
Okay, at the end of your
Okay,
turn,
there
the
we go.
queen sort of waves her hands again as if she's trying to play some music or something, and again nothing happens. All right, now it's the good guard's turn. The good guards are seeing how everything is going. They yell, "For the realm!" and
Go blue!
and run over towards the queen again. And I guess, yeah, both of them are gonna try to throw their spears at the queen.
Good.
And let's see. One of them has disadvantage based on the double next to the queen, but the other one doesn't. The one with disadvantage misses, and the one without disadvantage also misses, and that sucks. So, Wolf, it's your turn.
Which side are they on?
Can I get to Aloysius without getting a attack of opportunity?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab him.
All right, so you go up to Aloysius.
Oh, 19 plus 5, so I'm assuming it hits.
All right, that hits, and he's gonna fail his saving throw and get knocked prone.
Finally, 14 damage.
14 damage?
Yeah.
Shit! This almost kills him. Describe this horrible hit for him.
So the wolf is like pissed at getting shot, so he runs at him, like bites the pistol hand as much as possible, just like like shaking him around, and that's what like knocks him down. is the shaking.
And he falls down to the floor screaming like one of those guys that got took down by a canine cop on Cops.
Yeah, basically.
Alright, Jasper, it's your turn.
I'm going to shoot my musket off at the queen using one of my 5 bullets of flame.
Hang on before you shoot.
Okay.
Where did that one guy go that I like so much? I guess I'll just have to find it later. Okay, roll with disadvantage.
Okay. And I get +6. No, +8. 10.
10? You do not hit.
And actually,
And what
because I
was-
rolled a 2.
Your gun breaks in
Okay.
your hand. It turns into a metal stick.
Okay. With a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Una.
Sounds good. Tell me what you get.
I think she gets, what is it, 1d4 plus my bonus.
Spell modifier,
My spell attack.
Roll a d4.
Your charisma.
My charisma, thanks.
What'd you get?
3
That's a
plus
7?
4 is 7, yeah.
So she goes up to 8 hit points. And have you used 2 spells so far, Jasper? Or just
Oh, well,
one?
I've used 2,
What did he do after he did the
I used 2 second level spells.
Yes. Okay, so you're
And
at
I've
4 out of
used-
6.
I've used
Spell
1.
slots.
Yeah, 1 first level.
All right. That was, and you used a. Yep. Okay, Una, your turn.
So I still have 3 slots.
3 first levels.
Yeah, 3 first level. Plus my cantrips.
Una, what you gonna do?
Forever
Well, I want to try to get that necklace off that
Do it.
bitch.
Do it. Get the necklace out the bitch.
Go rip it off her.
I think, yeah. So I'm like, is that the best way?
She has kind of a
And I just
shield, right?
can't- Yeah, she's got a bit of a shield.
Shield's not up right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I just go big or go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Una's gonna, it's terrible idea. Run.
Make a decision.
I'm gonna run up to the lady and get close enough because I can't throw a scimitar.
So you're gonna go stand next to the queen?
Yeah.
Okay. 10,
What is that thing that-
20. You're gonna get one
Oh.
opportunity
The thing
attack
I'm gonna
against you.
do?
Can I pause? I forgot to try to roll a saving throw at the end of my turn. Or I can do it after.
Do it.
Okay. It's wisdom.
Yeah.
Instead of a 1, I rolled a 2 this time.
Okay.
There you go.
So Una, you take one opportunity attack from a bad guard as you run by him.
Okay.
He hits you with his spear,
Fucking A.
and he does 5 damage to you, including your stuff. So you're down to 3 hit points, and you're standing in front of the queen with your scimitar. What do you do?
But you've taken a hit, so you don't actually have to do an attack this round.
Why would she not want to attack the queen?
I'm just saying because of her rage. She got
Oh.
hit. She doesn't need to do an attack.
No. I'm
Um,
confused.
Go
Go ahead and attack.
Yeah,
very
I'm
bullshit.
gonna try to attack. I'm gonna try to hit her.
Well, hang on. Yeah, you have disadvantage, so
Oh.
roll and take the lower.
Okay. And 17. Well, you both are pretty good. It's a 15
Okay.
plus 7.
Okay, you hit. Roll damage.
All right.
You're gonna
Okay.
roll a d6 and add 5 to it.
Right at the throat. 6 plus 5
Nice.
is 11.
Okay, you swing
That's
through
great.
and do 11 damage to the queen.
To the necklace.
Describe how
Maybe-
this scimitar slash looks on her. What are you doing to her?
I'm going right slide down to the neck, trying to take the chain off, and then it like also slices open her like magic suit on the front.
Yeah, and her cool like magic user robes are all disrupted by
Yes.
this, and there's blood on them, and she's really pissed that she's gonna have
She's
to
like-
wash this after she kills you.
And I'm like, save me! Somebody bring
Uh,
me back to life when I die.
So, do you want to use your
And I
offhand
wanna-
as a bonus action, or do you want to shoot lightning as a bonus action?
I'm gonna shoot lightning. It's fun.
Okay, the queen
Right
makes
at the
a.
fucking eyeball of that thing.
The queen passes the Constitution saving throw, and the lightning bolt somehow whizzes by her. Maybe
Damn
it gets
it.
absorbed by the necklace like a lightning rod, and it doesn't hurt her.
Should have sliced her.
Okay, Aloysius. It's Aloysius's turn, so Aloysius uses half of his speed to stand back up again. He says, he says, "Fuck this," and he stows his pistol and pulls out his 2 really evil-looking daggers,
Oh boy.
and he tries to stab Una, and he hits with the first one. Let's see how much damage he does. That is going to be 2 damage, taking you down to 1 hit point. And then he stabs at you with his offhand with a dagger, and he misses with it, narrowly missing your earlobe. So you're at 1 hit point again, and Aloysius is pissed with his daggers. Okay, now it's the bad guard's turn. There's one right here. He's gonna try to stab Una with his spear. It's
God
Una's
damn it.
probably going down right now.
Didn't Aaron find this easy?
Like, what is my
no.
one?
No one found this easy.
I don't see how anyone can find this easy.
So
I thought he ran
the,
this with Aaron. and
So
didn't
this
know.
guy misses you,
Like,
right? This guy misses you, and then this guy does he want a crit on the petrified person or to throw a spear at Una? This guy sees what's going on and he throws a spear at Una as well. And he hits you. And there's no way you're not down. And you're down. You're down to 0 and doing...
I have relentless endurance.
Resistance thing? Yeah.
She has 1 hit point left.
Yeah, that's
It's probably gonna take me down.
relentless endurance is when.
Tell me what happens.
When she goes below 0, she goes to 1 because I have.
Okay. So she goes below 0 and then she pops back up with 1 hit point.
What?
You take a spear through your back and it pierces you and you fall to the ground and your eyes close and then you pop back open.
I've seen these movies. This happens.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
stand up and
It's
pull
definitely
the
like-
spear out from you.
I think it was
It's definitely from the movies.
Fatal
Yeah.
Attraction.
Like it's a jump scare.
You pull the spear out of your body.
If anyone's ever seen an action movie, that's it. That's the hero right there.
Yes.
And what do you say?
God.
You'll not take me.
I'm like, somebody kill that bitch.
So this guy goes over here and tries to take a stab at Daphne.
When you get an attack of opportunity
You
from
can
me.
try.
Sure.
Oh, alright.
Do it.
Oh, I think I missed. That's a 11.
Okay, you miss. And then this guy tries to stab Daphne, and you got he hits you, just barely. He stabs you with a spear, but he only does 6 damage. So Daphne's down to 13. Okay, now it's the Queen's turn.
Oh, yeah.
The Queen looks at you and she puts her hand right in front of your face. And the Black Death from her hand just shoots the 1 foot distance between her hand and your face. And
Dodge.
It's dexterity.
is it a ranged attack?
If it's a ranged attack, then it's disadvantage.
It's got disadvantage, yeah. So it misses, it just goes right over your ear. And then she cackles and she puts the other hand in your face. And she tries to blast you again.
You are an action hero.
And she hits.
Oh,
She hits.
shit.
It was a
And
good
she
run.
does enough damage to lay you down. She doesn't even deign to touch her necklace
Better rose
on
blood.
this one.
What does that pendant do? Again.
Then she takes this opportunity to walk over your body and
Insult to injury.
Wait, if she walks on her body, wouldn't she get in my range or no?
she can disengage as a bonus action.
Okay, well then,
So
there
she
you
heads
go.
over there.
God damn it! Now I gotta go to the fucking side.
I gotta walk all the way over there.
Oh, now I gotta walk all the way over there to kill the queen.
No, 'cause there's people in the fucking ways, bro.
So, Lord Hans, it's your turn.
I think Lord Hans is gonna eat 9 good berries right now.
All right, so you're back up to full health. And do you have any bonus actions?
I'm gonna stay right where I am. I mean, I can't attack, I can't cast a spell, right? There's nothing I can really do.
Okay, great. Good turn. You're back to 14. Daphne, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna wheel around in between these two guys. So I'll take an opportunity attack from the one that just got me with the spear or javelin or whatever.
Okay, spear,
And-
yep.
And so I'll take the attack of opportunity, and assuming I survive that, I'm heading for Una.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Is he gonna? I mean, I would love it if he did, but is he gonna take a swing?
Who? Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He hits,
Okay.
and he does 12 damage, taking you down to 1.
Oh
Ooh.
Jesus! All right.
He's got a big, dangerous spear, and he's ripping through your clothing with it. Ouchie.
Cool.
All right, so you're over there.
Okay, so she's like, trying to decide, but I'm still gonna cast Cure Wounds on Una. And
Oh yeah, I
then
forgot something. As Una goes down from the second blast, something comes up from her as she lays on the ground. Some kind of like bits of her essence or something, and starts to swirl around the queen. And it's like the queen has a shield again.
Oh, that fucking thing.
Only it feels a little bit Una-y now. Okay, so what were you doing, Daphne? Sorry.
I was casting Cure Wounds.
Okay, on.
No, don't know if
Una?
that'll work on Una.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And she takes 11 hit points back.
She's back up to 11. All right, and Daphne, so you're at how many spell slots?
1. So, and I have 2 first levels, 1 second. Oh no, sorry. 1 first level, 1 second level.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my bonus to say to Una, don't fuck this up.
Okay, so Una's back up, and now it's at the end of your turn, Daphne. The queen waves her hands again like she's trying to start a symphony. What has been not happening each time she does that? You're still not about to find out. Nothing happens. Okay, and now it's the turn of the good guards. Let's see. This good guard is has to walk. Well, okay, she's over there. So this good guard goes over here, and this good guard. So we've got 2 good guards that are sort of closing in on the queen, but that one on the right attacks the bad guard that's in front of him, and hits, and does 11 damage to him. So that bad guard is actually looking pretty screwed up. The other one throws his spear at the queen, and he's got disadvantage because there's a double standing next to her, and he misses, and that's the end of the good guard's turn. So now it's Hassam's turn.
Does she look pretty messed up, or she look okay still?
She looks halfway dead, but she does have a shield flying around her too.
Alright, I'll just let Aloysius get attack of opportunity and run at her.
Okay, so you
Yo,
wolf run.
Yeah, growl at him and then run towards her.
Is that a good spot?
One more.
This way? Yeah. All right. So you take an attack of opportunity from Aloysius's dagger, and he misses.
Okay.
So you're over there.
Do I have disadvantage?
Let's find out. You do, yeah.
I'm assuming an 11 does not hit.
No.
And that's it.
And the queen passes her saving throw.
Oh, it didn't hit her.
Oh. Okay. Well, good. Good for her. Jasper, your turn.
I'm going to use Unsettling Words again on the queen.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
So you're down to 1 bardic inspiration dice left.
No, I'm down to 2.
So-
After this, I'll have 2 left. I have 4 total.
As you're queuing up this spell,
Yeah.
the queen waves her hand and counterspells it.
Oh.
Oh.
That's
No
pretty
spell
good.
for you.
It's pretty good.
You get 3 out of 6 spells slots left.
I have 2 slots left and 2 Bardic Inspirations left.
Okay. Una, your turn.
Oh, bananas.
The queen counterspelled your spell, bro.
No, that was a good one to counterspell too.
The queen waved her hands and stopped you.
Is that a
Counterspell.
It's a spell?
Counterspell, yeah.
Okay.
It's a great, one of the best level spells there is.
Yeah.
So Una, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to roll a saving throw.
Okay, do it.
Sorry. Okay.
Nope.
I'm going to...
Use your inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it on.
Nope.
9. Okay.
All right, Una, what are you gonna do?
Do I need to do anything with Aloysius? I'm not engaged with him, so I can just leave.
You are.
Right?
You're engaged
I
with him.
am?
You're standing right next to him.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
okay.
next to both of them. So you get 2 opportunity attacks if you move away.
Okay, so I'll just gonna slash at the people standing in front of me right now then.
All right, who are you attacking?
You're, also,
Al-
you're not rage currently because you went unconscious.
Oh.
So you have to rage again if you want to do the rage.
You want a bonus action rage?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a d10.
Let's see what happens now. Doo-doo-doo. No? No.
The,
The other
The one that
diamond.
looks like a cut diamond.
Damn it. Many of them look like diamonds to me.
Yep, that's nice.
I'll come up with a better simile for it.
10.
Go 10 again.
Okay, you know what happens. Roll a d20.
Lightning bolt! Alright. That is a 5.
Okay, good. Yeah, I forgot. She's got to roll a d20 every time. If she rolls a 1, then it hits someone random rather than...
Well, every round.
I think I added the randomness. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So who you want to shoot with that bolt?
Aloysius!
Okay, Aloysius makes a wisdom saving throw. He fails. Roll a d6, or no, I roll a d6. He takes 2 damage from it. He is looking really, really fucked up. Really, really fucked up. What are you gonna do with your action?
And he's blind, right?
No, that
No.
was for 1 turn.
Oh.
He had to make a saving throw against that. Okay. He fails that. He's blind.
Nice.
Alright.
Advantage on him.
Yeah, I'm done with this guy. I'm gonna slash him with the scimitar.
Roll twice. Take the high one.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take that. 15.
You hit all damage.
7 plus 5 plus 5.
Tell me how he dies.
Aloysius
This
kill yourself.
motherfucker! I just do, again, I'm going for the throat one. I just do a screaming slice right across the neck, and his head just rolls across the room.
This dude's head rolls across the room.
It lands at the queen's feet.
Yes, it rolls all the way over there. And lands at the
Just
queen's
flies.
feet. And she looks at it and she sees that her end is coming very soon, and she gets kind of scared. But then she's filled with anger.
Of course she
Looks
is.
at you with a desire for vengeance.
God damn it!
It would be Aloysius' turn next, but he's dead.
He's dead!
It's the bad guard's turn, and this bad guard is going to hit you. Sorry, dude.
That's a good guard.
Okay, good. This bad guard is going to hit Jasper. And where's the other bad guard?
He's
This
not
one?
hit by this guy. Maybe he wants to hit that guy.
Nope. This one's gonna hit Jasper.
Oh, that's-
This one's gonna hit Una.
And the one, yeah, that one.
And this one, look at Lord Hans.
Hans is in his own world, eating
They're
fucking.
like, here's
good
everybody.
berries. He's just fucking eating good
There's
berries.
Hans.
This one's like Lord Hans needs to die,
Hans's perspective.
and he takes the dash action. He takes the dash action and runs right up on Lord Hans.
He moved 90 feet.
He dashed 60
He
feet.
moves 60.
He doesn't get to attack you. Okay, the one guy tries to stab Una with a spear, and he hits, and he does 6 damage, taking you down to 5 hit points, and the other one hits Jasper, and it would be an auto crit, but he's only half petrified.
Well, if he's not, is he paralyzed?
He's petrified,
Just from
but
the.
he's half petrified.
Just the left.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna say he's got advantage.
Jasper's got good hits.
So he hits. You're
like-
in trouble anyway.
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 damage, taking Jasper down to 4. And then the third guy dashed, so that's the end of that. So now it's Aoife's turn.
Guys, good night.
So,
Did you have a good nap? Did you have a good nap?
Queen. So if you disengage as a bonus action, you can only avoid 1 opportunity attack?
Nope.
You can avoid them all? Okay, so she's going to disengage as a bonus action. And let's see here. She's going to go over here.
If she disengages. Oh, you can avoid attacks.
Yeah, normally it's an action to disengage.
She's gonna reach over to Daphne and shoot black energy out of her hands at her. And she's going to crit. So that means, Daphne, that you're down.
Got it.
Oh.
Yep.
You...
So as I'm going, it's a pointed look at Una. And then,
You.
So Daphne's down, Aloysius is down, but Aloysius is dead. Daphne's making saves. Okay, so then Aoife points her other hand over at Jasper and tries to hit him. And we'll say that she misses. And that's her turn. Lord Hans, your turn.
Do I get to save against the fear effect?
It's over.
Okay, great. I have this guard in my face.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the guard, the queen is obviously possessed by an evil necklace. I suggest you try to help get it off her so that she can become herself again.
Have you used any other level 2 spell slots?
I used suggestion to open the gate, and that's it.
Okay, so you're down to 1 spell slot, and you used your 2 things. So you're turning this guy into a good guard?
I'm suggesting that he help to save the queen by getting the necklace off her.
Okay, so this guard is obsessed with getting the necklace off her now.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
so that's different from being a good guard, though. He's just obsessed with getting the necklace off of her. All right, so that's your turn, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, Daphne, you're down. Okay, and at the end of your turn, Lord Hans, the queen waves her hands like she's starting to trying to make a symphony happen.
What is it?
And we're really hoping that a symphony happens, and it still does not.
Yes.
Wow, you guys have escaped 6 of those rolls with her waving her
Well,
hands.
that's good because we're not doing great.
Yeah,
otherwise.
whatever it is, we can't handle.
Things aren't going great right now.
Daphne, what did you want to say? Your death saving throw?
Oh no, I was gonna do death save, but
What's the outcome?
Fail. Anyways, pass.
You got a fail on the death save?
She passed.
No,
Okay,
I got
she
a
passed.
success.
Okay. I thought you said, I gotta fail. Pass. Good guard's turn. Let's see. This one's a good guard. So he's gonna throw his spear at her. And this one's a good guard. So he's gonna go over here and try to stab her with his spear.
Thank you, good guard. Somebody finally next to her.
And one of them will have disadvantage and the other one won't. The thrown one has disadvantage and he misses. The one that doesn't have disadvantage also misses.
Oh, damn.
Guards.
And but as they do it, they're like, for the round!
For the round! On the red.
Okay, Hassan, your turn.
I'll move next to the queen and attack her as well.
Okay, so you move over there. Okay, so you're attacking the queen.
Yeah, do I have disadvantage?
You might. It really all depends on the dice. You don't.
Yeah, so then I got advantage. Fuck. 12?
12 misses.
Oh,
Rolling garbage over here. Alright, well, that's my go.
Garabaje. Okay, next up is Jasper.
Choices. I'm going to eat my good berries and get my hit points back up.
Alright, so Jasper goes from 4 hit points up to
14.
14 hit points.
And he's going to quickly determine something. Hold on.
In the heat of battle with only 5 seconds to decide.
I'm going to give Hassam a bardic inspiration.
Sweet.
Bardic inspiration for
D6.
Hassam.
Is it D6? Okay.
You got it? And then I'm going to try to get my feet moving. I'm going to try dancing. And I got 6.
Okay, you're still half petrified.
Yeah,
Stuck to
that's
the
like-
ground.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's Una's turn now. Una, what's up?
Alright, I have to fight this person. I can't run away.
You could either run away and take an opportunity attack if he hits you, or you can keep fighting him.
I should fight him. I don't have enough.
Alright, roll damage, or roll the hit.
16.
Okay, you hit, roll damage.
Scimitar to your face. That's gonna be 4 plus 5. That's 11.
Okay.
No, it's
No,
9.
it's 9.
Okay, that
That's
guard
math.
takes some damage. Then what do you do with your bonus action? Lightning or other one?
I'm just gonna hit him again this time.
Alright.
Wait. And that is a 10
Plus 7.
plus 7. Is
You
that
hit,
on the
roll
top end?
damage.
Yeah. Ah!
Plus 7.
That's a
plus
1 plus
plus 2.
2, 3.
Okay, this guy is in some deep pain, deep down in his soul. Okay, Aloysius is laying on the ground.
Still.
It's the bad guard's turn. The bad guards hate all of you.
Except this one.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's like, must get necklace. Must get necklace. He takes the dash action. Must get necklace. Must get necklace. And this guy attacks Una. And this guy attacks Jasper. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. The guy in front of Una takes his big, giant spear with a foot-long head on it, rears it back, and tries to thrust it through Una's chest, and he crits.
Oh,
And he does.
Your dice,
Bye.
your dice are rolling high tonight.
He does 18 damage to Una. Divided by 2 is 9, so she is down again.
Bye.
Una's down on the floor with a spear through her. And then
Good thing these guards will do the work for us, right, guys?
and
Get
then
that necklace, buddy.
the other bad guard tries to hit Jasper, and he hits, and he does 13 damage, taking Jasper down to 1 hit point.
Holy.
Jasper, a pile of stone covered in a pile of blood. Now it is the queen's turn. The queen turns towards Jasper with one of her hands and shoots dark black energy at his cat-like form. And she hits, and she does a lot of damage, 10 damage, let's say, and Jasper is down. Then she turns her black energy on the Wolfie.
Yep.
And tries to hit, and 12 doesn't hit, right?
No, 14.
And the black lightning bolt flies right past the wolf. That's the end of her turn. Lord Hans, you got 14 hit points and 1 spell slot. What will you do?
Do I have a dash action?
You could, but you only need it if you're out of range. You can move.
Will charm person cause a bad guard to attack the queen?
No.
No.
Okay.
You can move here without using your dash action.
No, that's alright. I'm in range for what I want to do. Can I get the? I'm gonna cast chromatic orb acid at the queen.
Do it. Roll to hit with disadvantage.
Okay. One of my rolls is a natural 20, and the other would be a 13.
13 plus 6.
No, 13 with the 7.
Okay, you miss. You are out of spell slots, my brother.
No, I got one level 1 left.
I thought that was the one.
Nope, I got 0 level 2s and 1 level 1.
All right, you cast it and it zooms by her. Daphne is still down. Daphne, make a save.
Fail.
You fell. You got 1 fail, 1 pass. The good guards are like, we gotta do something about this.
Yeah, you do, guys.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, you do.
This is a good guard,
Yeah, and the one
and
by the other guard.
this is a good guard. So, and is Jasper down, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys know any magic?
Yeah, do you guys know any
You
heal
guys
spells?
know how-
Your clerics?
You guys know how to revive some people?
Good guard. This was a good guard?
Yeah, that's a good guard.
Okay, so we got 3 good guards. Okay, so
two. Well, that one's.
this is the charmed one.
Yeah, that
so
one
this
already
one,
went this round, though.
this one moved because he's now on our team. Okay, so the all right, that's a bad guard and that's a bad guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And aren't I doing the good guard's turn right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So this guy now counts as a good guard. So don't tell me otherwise. So this guy tries to take the necklace off the queen.
Cool.
This guy runs over here. No, this guy tries to hit the queen, and this guy's gonna try to hit this bad guard. So Okay, this guy is doing like a strength test to try to get the necklace off the queen. And so he throws his spear at the queen and jerks up on the necklace with the spearhead. And the chain...
Hey, Jake.
They can still hear it.
Oh,
okay,
They
great.
can't see me.
Okay.
He knocks the chain up, and the necklace breaks, and
Yes!
the necklace falls down to the floor.
Oh.
Jasper purrs, even though he's knocked unconscious.
So the necklace falls down to the floor, and the queen leans down to scoop it up. And she does scoop it up, but she's like really awkwardly trying to put it back on. So the other good guard is trying to hit the queen. Let's find out if he has disadvantage. He does. So he misses. And now the other good guard is trying to hit that bad guard over there. And he misses. So that's the good guards. Hassan, your turn.
Woo. Alright, do I have a disadvantage attacking her?
Oh, that's a great question. You do.
Alright. Oh, there we go. 21 to hit.
Okay, you hit.
Oh,
The queen.
oh wow. 4 damage. Or no, 5 damage.
The queen fails her saving throw and gets knocked prone. She's lying on the ground with a shield hovering around her, clutching at this necklace, all discombobulated, torn up by the wolf. How much damage did you do?
5.
5.
minimum damage.
Her shield gets really, really ethereal. Hassan, that's your turn. Jasper's down. Jasper, make a death save.
I have that pendant of light boon to the.
No, that's so that you don't permanently die. So
Okay.
make a death save.
So what do I do? I just roll D20.
Uh-huh.
Do I add
21
any?
roll 10 or higher.
4.
Okay, that's one fail.
Okay.
Una, your turn.
I roll a death save.
Yep.
2.
Okay, that's one fail for you. Now, if you guys get 3 fails, you can decide to cash in your Pendant of Life's boon. Or at least you can.
Yeah.
This could be academic, but do I also get to roll a save against the concrete thing? That's gone.
You're dead, dude.
I mean, when I wake up, will it be gone?
It's
now
the
it's
least
the,
of your
uh,
If I
problems.
wake up?
Now it's the bad guard's turn.
Okay.
The bad guard is gonna come over here and attack the good guard. This bad guard is gonna attack this good guard. So let's see. Miss and hit and 5 damage to the good guard, and that good guard is dead. He gets a spear through the sternum, and he is fucking cashed out. And the bad guard is like, ha 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 ha! No one shall take my queen! Ho 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 ho!
True.
Now
I
it's
think you might be right.
now it's the queen's turn. She's gonna use half of her speed to stand up. She's gonna disengage as a bonus action, and she's gonna move over there. And boy, I hope Lord Hans saves the day. Lord Hans and the wolf. Maybe you should make some more good berries. Queen,
I gave them 40 good berries.
They're in
You
my
guys-
pocket.
I use them.
it's been a nice campaign. It's been fun playing with you all. Alright, so the queen shoots a lightning bolt at the wolf, and she hits, and she does 4 damage to the wolf, and she tries to touch her necklace to do the thing, but it's all messed up. So instead, she fastens the clasp again, so it's sitting against her properly. And then she tries to shoot that ass munch that tried to take her necklace off, and she misses. And that's the end of her turn. Lord Hans, your turn.
Do I still have disadvantage?
It depends. What are you doing?
I'm gonna do chromatic orb acid on her one more time. I wanna acid attack her.
You will have disadvantage.
Fuck it, I'm doing it.
Do it. It's a heroic move.
Lower roll is a 20.
Wow.
That's a solid.
Not a nat 20 though, right?
No, not a nat 20.
All right, roll your damage.
I felt like the dice wouldn't fail me that time.
It's all about the dice, bro.
Yeah. 3d8 worth of damage. All right. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. She takes 15 acidic damage.
Nice.
Okay, she is very close to death, so tell me about how all of this looks.
She looks up to see a green glowing orb hover around her face, and then it squirts acid that gets in her eyes and hisses as it drips down her face and neck. And she screams in irritation and anguish.
It's like she's turning into Two-Face from Batman.
Exactly right.
And she looks extremely injured. And as you connect with her, something seems to short out up on the queen, and this like very light cloak that she was wearing over her outfit just sort of zaps into disappearance, almost like the wick of a dynamite stick burning from one end to the other very quickly. This sort of membranous cloak just burns up and disappears, and she no longer has a double floating next to her.
Oh no, we don't get the item.
So good job. The queen is looking in very poor health. At the end of your turn, the queen waves her hands one more time, trying to start a symphony. And it doesn't happen. Okay, Daphne's turn.
Yes.
And Good Guard's turn. Let's see. She missed this guy, so he's still suggested. So he's like, necklace, necklace, necklace. And he tries to take the necklace again. And he does not succeed in doing anything of import. And then that Good Guard's dead. And so there's one Good Guard left. This one? Yeah, so this is the Good Guard. And he's going to attack this bad guard that's next to him. And he misses. So, Hassan, your turn.
Attack of opportunity as I walk away from this guard.
Yep. And where are you going?
Towards the queen.
Okay.
Depending on how much damage the guy does to me.
Yeah, they've got some really powerful spears.
Yeah, so it depends.
He misses.
Okay. Alright, then I'm gonna attack her. Do I have... Oh no, she doesn't have a thing anymore, right?
Right. Her cloak disappeared. She doesn't have a double.
Is that guy considered somebody that would be also threatening her space? The guy that's trying to grab the necklace?
He is just trying to get a necklace now.
So it's not counted as another...
Yeah, he's not even in combat right now. He's just continually trying to get a necklace. Necklace.
16?
16. That hits.
Okay.
Roll damage.
Oh, come on, baby.
5 plus 8 damage.
Describe her death.
Finally. Alright. Has some like the wolf is like running like all fucked up looking, jumps on her, just like starts biting at her neck trying to get the necklace off, and it just like rips her neck off.
Her neck gets ripped off, her head rolls across the pavement like
Lance without wishes.
like Marie Antoinette getting guillotined. The queen is dead, and the battle is over, but only 2 of you are currently standing.
Way to go.
Soon we will take a 5-minute break. Is there anything you want to do as you stand over these corpses? The bad guards see see her die. They look at you, at this wolf, and they look at the wizard, and they are just like, oh, please, not me. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna grab the necklace because I don't want this. Well, this other guy the other guard grabs the necklace, right?
He
Well, he was
does.
doing it to protect the queen from its possession. So
The other guard grabs the necklace, and he's like, oh, I got the what? What's happening? And he looks around and like looks at this thing. He's like, ah, what is this? And he like drops it on the ground and what's going on? And then he sees the queen dead and he sees you guys and he's like, oh, magic. Oh,
Oh man. I'm gonna give each one of them a good berry so they come back.
You got a couple good berries left?
Yeah, I have 12.
You can-
I'm no longer a wolf
Wolf?
at this point.
You can force feed us.
Yes.
Awesome.
So you leave your wolfy form and you walk around and drop one good berry in the mouth of each person.
Yeah.
And they all stand up, all of them on death's door no longer. And let's take a 5-minute break.
Woo! Lord Hans. Awesome.
Oh, finally the acid hit. That was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Awesome.
That was a rough battle, y'all.
Oof.
Great battle. Great battle.
Yeah.
I would have healed you all sooner, but it takes a bonus action for me to change out of my form, and then I was
You
like,
did the right thing. You did the right
I was like, if she knocks me out of my form, I can heal 2 of you.
Oh,
But that didn't happen, so I just kept fighting.
And Lord Hans, that was a great idea to use suggestion on the guard instead of trying to do it on the queen.
I'm glad it worked.
Yeah.
Woo!
Good job, y'all.
You guys almost died.
Yeah, seriously.
Jesus.
You guys were on the edge of death.
Holy.
Anything could have
Granola.
happened. Peaceful village. That fits. All the evil people are dead.
Look, the gosh died. We won.
Yeah, cause the queen's dead, Goletika's dead. You guys are cool. In fact, it's your castle now.
Sweet. Yeah.
So I've decided I think the prince was telling the truth now. I was a little
I think-
worried. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think when Daphne wakes up, she's like, "All right, so I assume you have interrogated the queen. What did you find out?"
She dead.
Let's wait for Julie. She's almost back.
There was a bad battle.
You know, wizards get more and more powerful as they gain levels.
Sure.
Yeah, Counterspell was a bitch, huh?
Lord Hans saved. Yes, that was a bitch. Lord Hans saved the day.
Thank goodness.
Hasn't finished it off.
Yeah, I guess you guys are not going to be questioning Aloysius.
Yeah.
You dead too.
All right, everybody's back. So you're standing in this courtyard. You got these 2 dead bodies at your feet. There's like a dead guard or 2. The other guards are sort of looking around. As you're standing there, you notice that there are other people that have gathered in the back and on the sides behind the wall of force. Like you can see some nobles and nobles' guards in the back where you have come in. You can see that there's other people that want to join you in the courtyard.
Oh, you're just in time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check her body if she has anything else of interest. Notes or.
Okay, so you search.
Same with Aloysius.
You be searching, yo. Let's see. On the queen's body, you find that necklace, which is shaped like a beholder. None of y'all know what a beholder is, so I'm just gonna say it's shaped like this thing that's on the screen. But we players know what I'm talking
I
about.
mean, we fought
A spectator.
the spectator, so we're just like a bigger version of that.
It looks like a spectator with more
eye
hair.
miles. Yeah.
Looks like a spectator with more hair, 10 eye stalks. Yeah, so she's got that necklace on her. In her pockets, you find.
You're rolling dice, huh?
What was that?
He said he rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, look at you.
In her pockets, you find 100 platinum pieces. 100 platinum pieces. And 8 daggers that look boring.
8 boring daggers.
Yeah, 8 boring daggers.
Can I investigate the necklace?
You can, but also Jasper said he was gonna.
Search Aloysius.
Where's my Zoom? I want to see you guys. There we go. Jasper said he was gonna search Aloysius. So on Aloysius he finds 2 mundane daggers, and he finds this pistol that looks like. It looks like the pistol that Petra got in the first session when she saved the queen, and so you wonder how Aloysius ended up with his hands on it. But it also looks like he modified it a little bit. And you also find a very fragile-looking amulet that is around his neck, sort of made of purple glass with gold metal around the edges.
So should we divvy up the platinum now? Just 20 each?
I mean, do we can, or is it? I guess it's fine.
You guys divvy up the platinum.
Yeah,
Each one of you takes 20 plat.
Great.
20 racks of plat.
20 racks of plat.
As people look on,
And you see Daniel Mussover over across the courtyard on the other side of the wall of forest in the throne room, sort of waving at you like he wants to hang out with you.
I'll go over and hit that button thing.
Okay, you go over and hit the button, and the forest walls fall down, and people start to wander into the courtyard and see what's up. As you were searching the queen, you also noticed that underneath her shredded magical outfit, her shoulders had lots and lots of scars on them, as if she were a cutter or a self-flagellator, to a really intense level.
wow.
And you see coming into the plaza a bunch of various guards and stuff, and you also see Daniel Mussover, Noemi Dehan, Imran Dreisten, and Hector Anaranjado that all come into the plaza, and they sort of walk up to the dead body of Aloysius first, since that was who they saw running, and then they see the queen. They don't recognize her right away because she looks very different. She's wearing something different, and then they realize what's up. What are you guys up to?
Can I take a quick look at the necklace and see if I can discern anything about it?
Sure. You want to roll investigation?
Yeah.
Okay, roll it.
14.
Okay, it looks magical and shaped like a beholder.
I'm gonna hold on to it if that's alright with the rest of the group.
Yeah. Do you want to roll Arcana on it?
Yes.
All right, do it.
That is going to be 10.
It's definitely magical. And you get the feeling that as it is, you're not going to be able to use it.
Yeah.
Well,
And nor should you.
yeah, I was gonna say nobody.
Nobody wear this thing.
But
I'd like to show it to my uncle. I think he'll certainly know what it is.
And also, you get the vibe that it's evil.
Yes.
There's an evil vibe coming off of it.
I bring the amulet over to Lord Hans, seeing his
Yes.
knowledge about the arcane. And
By
I
the way,
showed them
Jasper,
that.
I get the sense that the queen's necklace is evil.
Really? Can I maybe try it on?
No.
I jest, Lord Hans. I jest. What do you
want me to
think?
investigate? I'm investigating the fragile purple glass amulet.
Yes.
Roll Arcana on it.
19.
Okay. You realize from examining it that it's this is a fragile amulet of healing word, Once per day, you can cast Healing Word with a +4 as a bonus action. Anybody can use it.
Wow.
And after use, you gotta roll a d20. If you roll a 2 or below, it'll crumble into dust.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, he was supposed to use that to heal the queen during battle, but he forgot.
Well, he also
Would
wasn't really good.
Yes, would Jasper, please, feel free to try it on. I think it would suit you. But if anyone else in the party would like it, so be it.
Do you want to show Lord Hans your belt while you're over there?
Sure. As well, we have this interlude.
Let's hope he runs.
Lord Hans, have you seen this wonderful belt that I received from my
It's
mother?
it's doing an excellent
I've
job
been
holding up
wearing
your
it.
trousers.
I've been wearing it and wearing it. Isn't it great?
And what's more, it is. I rolled a 17 Arcana.
Oh, great. Let me just see if I can search up exactly.
On the-
Oh yeah, I know where I put it.
It seems to say Gucci on it, and I don't know what that means.
What land is this?
Yeah, so you're. Oh, this is what he wrote about it. Give me one sec. Here we go. Okay. Here it is. Okay. This you realize that what Jasper is showing you is a shield belt,
It's a shield belt.
and
Sounds like it would have been useful recently.
it contains 3 unreplenishable charges of the spell shield.
Ooh.
That's really good.
Once it's used up, it's gone. But it's got 3 uses of the spell shield in it.
Well, that will be useful in the future.
Yes.
Question.
So,
The amulet that does the bonus action healing word,
Mhm.
can I use that as an animal? In an animal form?
If you think a familiar can use a wand, then I think a wolf can use an amulet.
So is there a word that has to be said? Because if that's the case, then I would
And
be
is
able to
it
say.
a
Healing word.
Yeah, I haven't written enough detailed language on it. I didn't write like you say a power word. It just when you use the object, it casts healing word. So you could use it. You could use it as an animal, just as a familiar could use a wand.
But they can't. They can't say the word.
All you have to do is use an object. So that's my ruling for my game.
So, because you'd like it, you think?
Well, then I can actually heal people when I. But
Animal
because
form.
okay, so you use your bonus actions already,
I also have healing word.
and you have healing words, so
Yeah.
it's not great for you. It's only good for me in animal form. Normal form is not that great for me. She has bonus actions, so Lord Hans is probably the best one if it's not me in an animal form.
Okay.
Would be my guess.
I'd be happy to wear the amulet.
Lord Hans,
Team.
please. I think
All right.
Aloysius would have wanted you to have this.
Alright.
It's always been kind of sad that Lord Hans doesn't have any way to heal
That's true.
anybody.
So it was
Everybody else does.
+4. It was, it had +4. Using healing action.
So as you've been talking to each other and showing each other your belt and stuff like that, I'm gonna turn off that big overhead light now. I had it on so we could see the minis better, but I think it's much more chill without it. Let me just squeeze by it out.
I just wanted to ask to check if
Are you guys okay with that?
yeah. If I looked, does Aloysius? I would want to look to see if Aloysius has any of the same like scarring as the queen did, out of curiosity. Or,
He does not. So as you're standing there showing each other your belts and stuff like that, the 4 nobles, Mussover, Dehan, Anaranjado, and Dryston, are looking at the queen's body. They look at you, and Daniel Mussover seems to kind of be a de facto speaker for them, since he's the speaker of the Council of the Blooded. And he tells you, okay, it appears we've proven that the queen was evil. During this time, the Council of the Blooded will be ruling the city until a new ruler is chosen. Our council will be meeting in secret, and we will be talking to the 110 members of the Common People's Council to get their views, because we don't want the commoners to revolt. Until then, consider the castle your home, your second home. Make yourself at home here. While he's talking to you, you see Valentis wander in from the throne room area as well, limping with his half foot.
And the prince? Not there.
And behind you, behind Valentis is the prince. So Valentis walks in and surveys the damage and says, "Wow, well done. This looks like it was a very fraught battle. Thank you for your service to our realm. It appears that she was in fact evil."
The prince is here as well.
Yeah, the prince is over by the throne room, and he comes in and he sees what's going on.
Handsome will like go over to the prince and like put his hand on the prince's hand and be like, "Sorry, we had to kill her."
The prince is like, kill who? And then across the courtyard he sees lying in a bloody heap his mother, and he starts crying, and he runs over to her, and he sees her laying there all twisted and clearly evil. He knew she was evil, but he's still weeping next to her.
There.
As he's doing that, he sort of collects himself and kind of shakes his head a little bit and pulls the tears away from his eyes, and then turns to the four noble people standing there and sort of strikes kind of a royal pose, and although he's filled with emotion, and he says, "My loyal subjects, I'm sad about my mother's death, but I'm convinced the right decisions were made. I vow to avenge my mother's death. I vow to avenge the good mother that died within the evil mother. I want to find out for whom she was working.
Guletha Kosh. She said Guletha Kosh.
I want to find out who this Guletha Kosh is and what was bringing evil into this land." And then he looks at the four noble people, and he looks at the group, and he says, "These people have been our most valuable assets in helping the realm so far. What do you think we should do next to find out who Guletha Kosh is and how we can avenge my good mother's death?"
The prince is asking us.
Yep.
Oh,
I'd like to speak to my uncle and consult his arcane knowledge.
Wonderful. Well, your uncle is not here, and this is a very important moment of decision making right now at this exact moment. So I just wanted to get your input from people who have been so helpful at this time. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, we could go deeper into those pit of death down there, but I don't know if that's a great idea.
I would certainly want to have plenty of guards at the entrance to the catacombs and have it secure. But we don't know much about what this Guletha Kosh is. We just know that there were.
Yes. So for the nobleman and the prince, have there been any other whispers in the realm of perhaps some non-human intelligence who works for another entity who's been influencing the minds of the townspeople?
Everybody just looks at you like you have two heads. Like it's kind of like. And then Anaranjado is like, Hector Anaranjado is like, we should go into the cavern and fight the monster. Jump into the maw of evil and kill.
Is this the guy that?
This is the father of the guy you killed. The guy that you won.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
I
like
love this.
70.
I love this family.
Yeah, he's like, take our armies and jump down the hole and smite evil in the eye. He says. Yeah. That really sounds like Minsk for anyone. That sounds a lot like Minsk's voice.
Go for the eyes!
Go for the eyes, boo! Yeah.
There's also that hyena symbol we kept seeing everywhere. Maybe any of you four know more about that, perhaps?
What's the symbol of one of the gods, isn't it?
At the temple. Like, I wonder if any of the temple people know about this stuff.
I could go and ask, confer with I do not follow this hyena god, but we share real estate. So
Well-
perhaps I could be of assistance there.
Valentis pipes up. This is a very good idea. Also, I wonder now that the queen is no longer on the throne, perhaps we should look in her rooms. Perhaps we
Yes.
should
Yes.
search her rooms and see if there's anything, any more clues or hints there.
That's a great idea.
And the prince is like, yes, I wonder why all of these monsters had the symbol of Gazul on them. We must talk to Hortense Bancroft and discover how she's involved in this. And the other nobles they kind of like blanch at the idea because this woman has a lot of power. What are you all leaning towards?
I'd start with searching the rooms
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
getting some. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Daniel, overhearing this, says, all right, well, we've got the courtyard under control. We're going to talk to the guards. We're going to talk to the servants of the palace. We're going to issue a proclamation. We're going to be meeting in secret. We're going to work with... So you all go and search the rooms. And we'll be here in the courtyard. Tell us what you find. And he starts speaking very closely with Noemi Dehan and Imran Dryston. And the prince is still sort of standing around trying to look regal while he's also sad. Anyone who rolled well on insight would see that he's trying to make them see him as royalty. All right, so you guys are heading to search the queen's rooms?
Yeah, would
Yes.
Valentis show us the way, or?
Sure. Valentis shows you the way. You go through the castle. You
Okay.
go to the queen's chambers.
Does anybody feel the need to burnish hit points or anything?
Yeah.
What's that?
Hit points?
Valentis, is there someone with knowledge of traps? Who can
Before
help us?
you go to the queen's room, do you want to take a short rest in the courtyard?
Yes.
I think that would be good. And I can
And
sing a
eat
song
some
of short
good-
rest.
Berries.
Sure. There's plenty of guards around. You're very safe. Feel free to take a short
What
rest
is?
in the courtyard.
What do we get from a short rest? So
You-
1d8
No,
or
you
one.
can roll your up to all of your hit dice. You only get half your hit dice back on a long rest.
And also add your Constitution modifier per roll.
And everybody gets a song of rest, which is an extra 1d6
Yeah.
hit points.
Wait, so what
Okay.
are we rolling for short rest? I'm sorry.
So you can roll the 1d6 because that's his
That's the song of rest.
rest. And then your hit dice is a d12, so you roll
Right.
a d12 and add your Constitution modifier up to 3 times. But remember, you only get back half. I think it's 2. I don't know. Is it up or down? I don't remember.
What? The hit
for
dice?
Long rest.
You get half back. I'll say round up.
round up, so you get 2 back at least.
Alright, so I
So-
rolled a 6.
Huh?
If I rolled a 6 on a d12.
So you get 6 plus your Constitution modifier.
Plus a
Okay.
plus a d6.
Okay, so 6 plus 3 plus what you did.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
that'd be
then you-
9, and I ate my good berries.
And you can also roll 2 more if you want to.
Plus you get a d6 because I sang
Yeah.
a song of short rest.
I
You can
got
roll
that.
You got that.
I got
okay.
one.
People
And I
be
keep
short
going?
resting. Y'all be
You can roll up
resting.
to 3 because you have 3 hit dice.
Y'all resting.
Oh, okay.
And so you do 7 plus your con again.
Okay.
A whole hour is passing as you rest. Goletha Kosh leaves,
But I can only get up
goes
how
to
many
Target,
I have, right?
buys a wood
Can't do anything
chipper.
about that.
Sounds a little bit like Fargo.
Wait, can I roll the third time and go up to that?
Yes.
I have one more spot left. Okay.
And what's the downside of rolling all the hit die?
You only will get back 2 on a long rest.
Okay.
You're muted.
Yeah. Is anybody still looking fairly beat up, or are people all right?
No
I'm
scratchy.
all good.
No scratchy. No.
I have
Back to life.
I have 13 out of 18.
13 out of 18 on Jasper.
Yes. Yes. What are you doing?
This dude's really into you, dude.
Yeah.
She was sleeping earlier, which is cool.
Yes, he was.
Oh, he. But just scratchy the face, not something.
So is everybody's hit points back?
Yay!
Most
Just
of them.
said that.
I can do a good berry if somebody needs hit points though.
I'll take a good berry unless somebody else needs it.
I
How are you doing, Daphne?
I am back up to 22 out of 25 with 1 good berry left.
3. And how many good berries do you need?
I need 5 or up to 5.
Yeah, I'll just cast it once.
Okay.
And you both can take 5 good berries.
3!
Right.
Thank you.
Love the short rest.
Short rest, short rest, short rest, short rest. All right, so you guys are short rested AF. Now you are headed to the Queen's room. Valentis leads you through the hallways saying, wow, it's really cool that you guys feel comfortable just laying on the ground out there in the courthouse for an hour.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
reciting-
I do that all the time.
I was reciting poetry.
Yeah. They already decided who the next monarch was without you. Just kidding. So they take you to the Queen's room, and you arrive, and you open the door with no traps on it to the Queen's room, and you find a room that has lots and lots and lots of black ebony furniture, black porcelain bowl decor.
I like it.
You see a red silk bed with red pillows and red decoration on the black porcelain and furniture. The room is large and spacious, and there is something very sexy about it.
Oh, my.
Handsome's not into it, but I'm into it.
There's a writing desk in the corner. There's a chest at the foot of the bed. There is a bathroom. There's an armoire. The windows have heavy blinds. There's a bedside table. What do you guys want to do?
I'll start ritual casting detect magic.
He starts casting detect magic. Ooh, what else?
I will rifle through the bedside table.
Okay, so you go over and check out the bedside table. On the table is a strange black metal holder that seems designed to hold the necklace that you're carrying around.
Mm-hmm.
And roll perception on the table.
Alright. That is a 16.
Okay, and you find nothing of interest.
Alright. Well, that was easy.
What
I'd like
else?
to check out the writing desk and see if there's any documents in there.
Okay. I'm just gonna restart this computer real quick, the little one, because we like to see you guys' faces. You go over to the, and by the way, guys, I'm gonna be like slow and dumb for the rest of the session because the battle just like drained my brain.
That's the right pace for me right now.
You go over to the
Yeah.
writing desk in the corner, and why don't you roll investigation on the desk, Timothy?
I will guide you.
Thank you. What does that mean?
He doesn't need it.
Just in case, you add a d4 to the roll, and I'm going to be like, make sure you look. You need to knock for the hidden
Alright.
drawers.
14 with all bonuses.
Okay, that's good. 14 with all bonuses on the writing desk. As you're looking through the writing desk, you find you find a bunch of royal correspondence about the cost of things and scheduling and stuff like that. Most of it is completely uninteresting, except one thing sort of stands out to you. There is a proposal on the writing desk written by the Queen to defund the Mage College, and it particularly. Sorry, I gotta save Michael from City here. City really likes Michael. Oh, City, are you just gonna get comfortable up there? That'd be nice. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna get the camera back. Let's see if City just sits there. It's weird how this $50 laptop doesn't work perfectly.
Right?
Yeah, it's so strange. You would think it would just be really slick and good. So, you on the writing desk, you find a proposal written by the Queen to defund the Mages College, and it decries the wasteful spending of the Mage College's High Elder in Elenia Toth, a Vedalken named Archmage Fadra.
What's the name again?
Fadra Rule, Fadrarul, Archmage Fadra of the Mage College of Elenia Toth.
Interesting.
He's the High Elder, and he's a Vedalken, and you can roll history to see if you remember anything about him.
I would like to do that. Let's Fudderul. That name sounds so familiar. 18.
18, eh? On a
Yes.
history roll? Okay. So you remember that there are no other Vedalken on this continent of Cappyrnia Toth that are known of for as long as 1,000 years ago, but about 400 years ago, this baby Vedalken appeared during an experiment in the Mage College, and he continued living there and was raised there and eventually became the High Elder. So that's who that guy is.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the Queen is decrying his wasteful spending and demanding that he be replaced.
All those defund the Mages College protests that are
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's
So
anti-education,
perhaps
I get it.
yeah. So this Archmage may have been investigating something that irked the Queen. So perhaps he'd have some answers as to Galathican's activities,
Galathikosh.
Galathikosh's activities.
Yes.
What is a Vedalken?
Vedalken is a tall, hairless humanoid. They stand about a head taller than you and me, but they weigh almost the same. Their hairless skin comes in a range of shades of blue. Their eyes are darker shades of blue or violet. They lack external ears, Jasper. Their noses are broad and flat.
How did they
And
hear?
they are partially amphibious.
Lord Hans, you never cease to impress me with your deep knowledge.
I'd like to check out that chest at the.
Hey, we can see you guys again.
Yay! There you are.
So
Hey,
it's a planar humanoid, very unusual around these parts.
Sorry,
I will
Michael.
say we probably want to tread lightly if we do go talk to this person, because you also just found a motive, for if the Queen was beguiled in any way, or if they gave her a little push in that direction. We just want to be careful.
Also, while you're looking at the desk, you notice that there are interesting little designs on it, like skulls and cherub heads that are carved into the table.
Do they look like you could press them?
Why don't you roll investigation, sir?
Can I suggest someone else?
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, push these things. They might be
Anybody
buttons.
else need
All right,
pushy button?
let's do a Daphne investigation, a perception roll from Daphne.
Oh, Laura, you muted.
Thank you. Yes, I will come take a look, and I rolled a 19.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah. You notice that you can push one of these little cherub heads on the desk, on the writing desk.
Oh, I will push it, et voila.
Okay. You push it, and you find a little drawer that doesn't have much in it except for a note written in blood.
Blood note.
I will carefully extract the note and I will wave it at Lord Hans. Secret drawers.
I'm gonna take a look. Yes.
Oh wait, Jake just handed us a note.
I'll share
Actually,
my screen so you guys can see what the
Great.
note looks
It's
like.
actually written in blood.
Don't
Be careful,
okay.
we don't want to contract
That
hepatitis.
is yes.
you guys don't read it out loud till they read it, since they
I
found
won't.
it and they deserve the wonders of. Let's see, where's my share screen?
I think this is a Joy Division song,
Okay,
or maybe Bauhaus.
there's your evil note. Your note written in blood.
Infernal Mistress.
Does anyone want to volunteer to read this out loud?
I can do it.
Okay, tell me what this note
So
says.
it just to make sure like it goes first column, second like at the top, and then the blood below the blood spatter is.
First column, then second column.
Okay, yeah, we'll do. Okay, we'll see what happens.
Jasper will play a skinny puppy beat behind here.
Yes,
Chanting.
In exchange for vast power beyond my imaginings, I pledge my soul to Galathakosh and our infernal mistress. Influence shall cloud the minds of every mortal in my realm, and they shall call me good. I pledge my soul, my joy, my smiles, my happiness, all my true emotion. We can... Or does it go back? Yes. Distill them like a funnel of blood and pour them into the maw of our sensuous mistress. In exchange, I shall be the ruler of this land until my body shall give way, and she then shall rule me as I deserve. Fill me with power, Galathakosh, ancient being, my castle is yours. My realm is yours, as it is mine, and it is of our mistress. Together, Galathakosh and I shall rise above the minions of my mistress, set apart and set above, for none are as smart, nor as special, nor unique, nor beautiful as my master Galathakosh and I. I bleed for you, Galathakosh. Brooks and streams of blood, we feed the hearts to our mistress. So shall she set us above her other minions, for we are better. We shall perform her tasks better. Greater Elenia shall be the seat of our mistress, with Galathakosh and I at her right and left hand. Not Borgon, not Rocinante, nor other realms. No, we will feed her more hearts. I vow this in my blood. I swear this in my blood. I am yours, Galathakosh, and we belong to our mistress for all eternity. But that's so
Interesting.
serious.
Yeah.
Yes.
The mistress. Okay. Well, this is
Good.
promising. We know something of the other being that Galathakosh serves in the manuscripts.
Right. Could we do maybe like a religion check, Jake, to see if that rings any bells? Like the mistress, is that a moniker of, you know?
Yeah, I'm rolling. Yeah, is there some kind of female blood god?
So who's
Can I
rolling
help
what?
them with it? Or...
It's a
Beg your pardon?
24.
What are you rolling, Tim?
Religion, 24.
Wow.
Is there a female blood god?
You have not heard of a female blood god.
Do I know any other idea who the mistress might be?
Not really. It sounds like something sensuous and powerful, otherworldly, but you don't know of any being that is specifically referred to as the mistress.
Right. I mean, Gazul is a god of excess, but I do not remember the finer points of their dogma. Let's see. You can carry on. I am racking my brain.
Una, what do you think about this?
She's like, this is fucked. What? But I am thinking, I'm wondering if this, all these hearts and all this blood are tied to the fact that this realm likes to have a lot of duels and kill a lot of youth.
Interesting.
Right.
Seems wasteful.
Interesting insight.
I do also wonder, because there is all this Gazul imagery in the catacombs, if, perhaps this god of excess and pleasure may be in some way related to this sensuous mistress. All of this blood, that I rule the world, and, that also kind of seems part and parcel of that doctrine.
Yeah.
It also seems like Galetha Kosh is an adversary who will have to be defeated, just like the queen was. A servant of this mistress, and somebody the queen communed with.
Well, and also that they're gonna rise above the other minions of the mistress, which makes me think there's more minions, obviously.
Yes.
Do we think there are...
No, please, but yes, it seems like each like servants, rulers of other lands may be serving this mistress.
Well, and I was wondering if, it is unlikely that the queen was acting in a complete vacuum. Do we think there are still moles, so to speak, within the castle, or, around?
Well, and listen to this. So shall she set us above her other minions, for we are better, we shall perform her task better. Greater Elenia shall be the seat of our mistress, with Galetha Kosh and I at her right and left hand. Not Borgonio, not Rocinante, nor other realms, no. So it sounds like there may be other servants in these other lands, like you were saying.
And it also
Well, and that makes me think of those portals too. Like we got a maw of hell in this place, and then there's the weird time traveling portal things too.
Yes.
Right. That also states that Galetha Kosh is here as opposed to another location.
Right. And that she and Galetha Kosh were conniving to place Greater Elenia first in the mistress's favor over these other countries.
That's suspicion to maybe Galetha Kosh is in that hellhole. Or the mistress. I don't know.
Just so the players know, Daphne is internally debating whether she's going to tell you that the Borgonese ruler has also been rumored to be going, losing his mind lately. But I think she thinks in this moment it's going to invite too many questions, so just clocks it. That oh shit, yeah, they're probably right.
Well, I still want to look in the chest at the bottom of the bed.
Yeah.
Finish looking at
Well,
things.
let's go through everything. Why not? See if there's
Right.
anything.
Will there be another note that's like, I'm even more evil?
There's more evil. I'm still thinking.
So you search the chest and the armoire, and you find a lot of silky clothes. Half of it is good Queen Aoife-esque with kind of humility woven into the thread, like occasional touches of burlap and ethereal bits and pieces, dresses and robes. And then the other half is super goth and black and red and looks like something that Morticia Addams would wear. And but mostly you just find clothing. Yep.
Well, it does feel like all this sexiness is in line with Gazul
Yes.
being pleasure, abandon, nihilism, and excess. So that gives more to, yeah, we should definitely talk to these people. And, that she was like shooting fire and shit. I don't know how common that is, because magic is...
You peek in the bathroom and you see black and red tiles with a gold mirror and a heavy golden shower head on a tub that has thick golden claw feet. How does she have a shower head? The queen has plumbing with golden pipes pumped up from the well when she gives the signal. Lord Hans once heard. Yeah, so you look through the armoire, the chest. The only other real thing of interest is the holder that seems designed to hold the pendant.
Has my detect magic started going yet?
On the holder?
Oh, just anything in the room.
Yeah, the holder is glowing very dimly.
What kind of magic?
Something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something.
Well,
Could I inspect it?
the thing on the hold or something will happen. Probably not good though.
I don't know, I almost feel like we should put the thing in the holder for safety or something. I don't know.
Can I inspect the holder?
Sure, yeah, it's got necromancy magic on it. Just,
Alright.
but lightly. So you're roll investigation on the holder.
16?
Okay, and do you touch it while you're investigating it?
No.
Okay, it looks like it's slightly magical and it's designed to hold the necklace.
I think it's. I feel like touching it would probably be harmful.
I don't know.
You can try it too.
I'll leave it up to the
Remember
group.
what
My
happened with
senses.
that
It's a
rock?
ill-advised. Don't
It's
do
a
it.
it's a necromantically enchanted object that holds the evil necklace.
I may be so bold as to say that I think I probably know the most about necromancy among us, and I say leave it alone.
Should we put the necklace in the holder?
That seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't
Risky.
know if we want to make it any stronger.
Or tip off Galathakash?
But he may already know.
But we could,
don't know.
but Lord Hans, we could perhaps bring this holder separately and a different person to bring it to your uncle. If you think he has insight into these things.
So
One
who's
of you
carrying the
can-
necklace right now?
I'm carrying the necklace.
And you're standing right near the holder as you're investigating it?
Correct.
Leave it alone.
Okay, as you're stepping away from the holder, your eyes start to grow black and sort of roll back in your head.
Oh boy.
Make a Constitution save.
15.
Okay, you pass the save. Your eyes go black, so everyone else sees you with your eyes rolled back in your head and your eyes black.
I'm yanking him back away.
Necklace holder!
Right. You are small. I think I can
Yeah, can I
manage.
slap the necklace out of his hands?
It's like he's unconscious.
Oh.
He's sort of he's standing still, but he's unconscious.
I'm gonna try to like grab the necklace with a bag or something.
But to get
so-
one of her silky robes.
Yeah.
One of her silky
Some-
clothes.
yeah, something to
Yeah.
put it in so it's not touching.
Cover it up.
Okay.
I'd like to do some a little medicine check, perhaps. Like, is there anything I can do to make him, not a fish dying, flopping?
You do go ahead, roll medicine.
Okay. Oh, that is a natural 20 plus 8,
This is
so
kinda crawling here.
28.
Okay, he seems completely physically healthy. So while you guys are messing with him and trying to figure him out and stuff, Lord Hans What you are experiencing is that you are having an extremely visceral vision, like a dream that feels very, very real. So you are sitting in a dark, murky, foggy room facing a blank wall with a few other individuals in simple chairs also near you. It's sort of like Plato's allegory of the cave, a bunch of people looking at a wall, and there are sort of shapes flickering on the wall that you're looking at. Behind you, you feel an immense presence. It feels, something about it feels feminine. And fire flickers in the shadows against the wall in front of you. Also behind you, something floats. A separate presence, also huge. But you cannot turn your head. You just feel these things and sense them behind you as you look at this wall with these other individuals.
Can I see anything about the other individuals?
Around you sit 4 other people wearing hoods and facing the wall. You realize that you too are deeply hooded and that they cannot see your face. As you examine the other human-sized creatures in hoods, you realize that there are other larger, strange beings hovering in the darkness near them as well, just like your floating thing, but very different. And that is all you can figure out or know. As you look closer at the people, go ahead and roll investigation on the people.
22.
You examine these creatures in hoods, and you manage to make out that one of them has the insignia of the land of Bourgogne on one of their boots underneath the robes that is supposed to be hidden. You also realize that another of your fellow humanoids has their robes are cut in a way that is reminiscent of Rocinante. You start to analyze the other 2 people's clothing when a voice blasts into your head at a level and volume that overloads you, filling you with both pain and orgasmic ecstasy.
Woo!
Absolutely destroying your being with joy. You somehow know the voice is female, even as you know you could not discern if an explosion or a thunderstorm were female. And yet you hear, "You each shall serve me well. The one of you who serves best shall rule at my side with your benefactor. You know what you must do." And with that, you fall. With that, you fall to the floor, back in reality, and you take 2 points of force damage.
Oh. Oh.
Full of a took!
I had.
It is a saying in Burgon!
Lord Hans, what has happened?
I had a vision.
Take this necklace and put it somewhere here.
Please, yes. Well, I'll hold it in my pouch, I suppose. But the
I don't think so.
I was in a cave.
I don't know if you should
Don't
hold
let
it
him
in
think
So,
Okay.
Lord Hans, for all of our benefit, I think somebody else should hold it in a sack.
You guys don't know what he saw or anything.
No,
we're
but
just
I know
used to
his eyes went
I
black.
thought I already took it away from him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was.
was-
You did.
Okay.
Yeah.
His eyes turned black. We recognized him.
I was in a cave. There were hooded figures to my left and to my right, from Rocinante and Bourgogne. Behind me, 2 presences, 2 huge, powerful presences. I couldn't turn to look. Flickering flames showing images on the wall, and a voice spoke to me. It must have been the mistress, and she said I would serve her. I would serve her with my benefactor, and the one that served her the best had some special privilege or would prevail. And she said, "You know what to do." It must have been the mistress, of course.
Well, it seems
She
like
was-
she was
she-
sacrificing people, right, in the basement. So that's probably something that they want.
There's a
I
lot of
suppose
talk
she
blood
had
and
incredible
hearts.
power.
She wanted hearts. She wants hearts and blood. I'm wondering. I'm second guessing whether this thing should actually go in the holder, and maybe it's safe there. But I'd hate to
I-
have any of us be corrupted by it.
Don't bring the necklace near the holder.
Okay. Yes.
Don't hold the necklace near the holder.
Gee, if only someone had told you that, you know, a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
The mistress is fiendishly powerful. These are beings of incomprehensible might. And yes, Rocinante and Burgone were there with me.
As
I don't
well
know
as
who.
others, you
And
said.
2 others,
Right?
but we have
Many others, yes, those were the ones I recognized. And they
Those
had
two are
beings
in the
behind
poem.
them as well.
Only Burgone and
only
Rosinante.
Borgo and Rosinante, but they do say other realms.
None of them seemed dwarf-sized, did they?
They looked to be about human-sized to me, but I couldn't. They were wearing cloaks that obscured their faces.
So she.
Well, I cannot
Oh, go ahead.
speak to Rocinante, but I can tell you there are several people in Bergon who, if they were to get this power, I would be very, very concerned for everyone.
So you're
So
saying we should
I think that there's Golathakash is tasked to work on Elenia, and then I would think that there are others like Golathakash, each working with a country for this mistress.
Yes.
And somehow tied to Gazul, we think, in some way, perhaps.
I'm not sure what the connection to Gazul is, but yes, we should certainly inquire.
Well, just all of those monsters and symbols have that Gazul thing on their heads, right?
Yes.
There's nothing Gazul based in the rooms.
Roll perception.
20. Oh no, 20.
You don't see an ounce of Gazul-based shit in these rooms.
Okay. I'll also check like the floorboards, the walls, see if anything is like hollow or sounds different.
Same roll. You find nothing.
Okay.
An hour passes as you slowly knock on every
He's fast, though. Well, maybe we've exhausted what we can.
Should we also check out what's his face's room?
Oh, Alyosha's room.
Aloysius.
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 Littlefinger. Yes.
Kill Shaw.
Does she have any other rooms?
Nah, this is her bedchamber. This is her deal.
Okay.
Can we get, who's our guy? Who's the prince's tutor?
Valentis.
To lead us to Littlefinger. Killshaw's room.
Alright, so you guys head to Aloysius's room. As you do, Valentis is like, whoa, what was in that note you guys found?
Oh, he wasn't in the room with us?
What happened with your friend that fell over? What's going on?
Did you not hear anything we were saying? When
Did you tell him about it? He was like in the hallway respectfully with you.
Oh.
Do you tell him about it as you're walking to Aloysius's room?
We just tell them that the danger is still very much present. Whatever is possessed the queen is still at large.
So you make it to Aloysius's room. You go in there. It's very classy, and there's like a tea set on a table. It looks like he uses it every day. There's a very big bed in there. There's also an armoire and a bedside table and a bathroom and a chest at the foot of the bed. But this room is in blues and greens and purples, and there's a big bearskin rug on the ground. The 4 posters of the bed are a little bit thicker and wider, feels a slight machismo to it, but there's also an elegance to the room. So there you are.
Nothing with like papers or something?
You said there was a chest. Did you say there was a writing table? No.
I didn't say a writing desk,
Okay. Yeah.
but there's a bedside table and a chest and an
Bedside
armoire.
table. We check out the bedside table.
All right, roll investigation on the bedside table.
7.
You find something that you think is used for plucking nose hairs.
Is it a +1 magical one? Great.
Any magic in this room?
No. Nothing's glowing to your eye.
Check the armoire and the.
But there is a 3x3 box made out of lead, and you don't know what's in there. Just kidding. So what are you checking out? The armoire?
The armoire and the chest.
All right. Roll investigation twice.
5 and 8. My gosh.
Wow.
You find a whole lot of clothes. Looks like stuff that Littlefinger from Game of Thrones would wear.
Nothing else here?
Is there a love note from
you
Sansa?
find a scrap of paper that says "I love the Queen."
He doesn't have any jewelry around, right? Like say a ring.
Like a seal? Signet ring?
Yeah. Yeah. Or like a stamp.
Not in this room. There is a bathroom as well.
I'm just gonna go slip in there and see if maybe I can find it.
Okay, roll investigation on the bathroom counter.
Oh God. Okay. I think I'm gonna use an inspiration. That's a 12, but I'm gonna see if I can get better.
Okay.
Also a 12. So nope.
You find 1 gold ring worth 25 gold and a couple silver rings, each worth 5 gold. Sort of on
But
a
none
little.
of them have the seal on it, right?
Right. They're just like pieces of jewelry that he took off when he's washing his hands.
Then I will side that I will take them anyway.
Yeah. Lord Hans, roll history.
23.
Daphne, do you want to ask Lord Hans any questions?
Wait, about, I'm sorry.
You want to ask him any questions about anything?
About perhaps where a signet
Where
ring
one
be
would
to
keep
it.
their signet ring.
But I'm so sorry. It's like after midnight, so I'm like,
Oh,
what did I?
So you were looking for his signet ring
Right.
in his room and in his bathroom, and you haven't found it.
Right.
And Lord Hans is the one of the crew that might be most familiar with the castle and or what nobles do. So.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm assuming it's probably still on his person, but I forgot about it, so we'll see. But yeah, I will ask. Hans.
Yes.
Hans. I was curious, the nobles that, have all of these ostentatious things they can wear, necklaces, day to day.
Yes.
Where might you store one? If I'm not using this today.
That's a good question. Well, I would say, Jake, do you want me to improv something here?
Nobles in general, you could say that you imagine that functionaries have various offices that they work from.
Yeah, so it's possible that Aloysius wouldn't keep them in his personal chambers, but rather in his working quarters, which where he'd have staff helping him, etc., and that's where he'd keep his instruments of office.
I mean, she didn't mention Aloysius though, but
right, just a
Well,
person.
we're in Aloysius's bed.
Yeah, right. No, I thank you for explaining it to me. I
So
did
we
not
could-
grow
we-
up yesterday.
We could and should search his office as well.
Yes, I feel like we should be thorough, no?
Does the queen also have an office?
The throne room.
no, she had her writing desk in the throne room.
Okay.
So what's next, guys?
Right,
Let's
I'd
search
like
Aloysius's office.
Kilshaw's
Yeah.
office.
All right, you guys go to Kilshaw's study. You go in there. There's a big leather chair. There's a big wooden desk. There's lots of papers scattered all over it, although they're scattered like in an organized way. The desk is covered with papers. There's a big snow globe. There's like a candle lamp that he would use to. You guys are like, oh, snow globe. There's candles.
It's getting
Not
all,
again.
it's getting all steampunk.
There's candles that he would use to work off of. There's some paintings on the wall. There's like a wooden old school version of a filing cabinet, a Renaissance filing cabinet, and there's his desk.
Any magic in this room?
You aren't sensing any magic in this room. But
Yeah, I'd like
everything's
to
made out of
rifle
lead, so
through.
Yeah.
it's hard
Yeah,
to
so
tell.
looking.
What's up?
Go ahead, Dave.
Oh well, it sounds like Hans wants to look, broadly, like rifling through. I specifically want to look for a seal ring.
All right, where do you want to look?
In the desk.
Okay, roll perception on the desk, and tell me how you're looking as well.
18, and I'm sorry.
Tell me what you're doing, how you're looking.
Yeah. I'm so opening the drawers, and again, if there's something else in there, I'm not looking for it, but like she knows, there might be false bottoms or things like that. So looking, but also just kind of, knocking and tapping and seeing if it might be stored somewhere.
Cool. So you find a secret compartment in one of the drawers, and in it you find 2 gems worth 300 gold total, so 150
Okay.
each, and you find the signet ring that you're looking for.
Okay, I'm gonna pocket the ring, but I'll show everybody. Look, we found these. Perhaps we can exchange them, have funds for the party.
All right.
Do a sleight of hand check.
Yeah, right. I don't think she's good at that. Okay, straight roll. 18.
Hey!
Okay, it's pretty good. Nobody notices.
All right, that was lucky.
I'd like to look through Aloysius's papers in all areas, papers and documents for anything of interest that might have further clues about the Queen's activities or Bolitha Cash.
Sure, roll investigation on the documents.
14.
Everything's pretty boring, but as you're looking through it, you get the sense that Aloysius is obsessed with the Queen based on little notes that he writes, adjectives that he uses when he's talking about her in business documents. You get the sense that that he's thrilled by her sexually.
Oh, well, Aloysius seems to have had a passion for service, shall we say.
What does that mean?
Well, he was
What?
asked him he wanted to have sex with the Queen.
Did he do it?
It doesn't look like he was able to release any of these energies.
Too bad for him.
It looks like he remained backed up, as they say.
Ardent.
Is it any good?
What's that?
I said, is it any good?
What, his excitement for the Queen?
Is he a good writer?
Well, no, I don't. I'm not finding my heart moved by these words, but since we've just seen the Queen's true nature, I have trouble imagining her as in the lover's bed, as it were.
Anything about Gazul or Hyena
Right.
God?
It seems, yes, it looks to me to be mostly, mundane, routine court documents, and then his little love notes and cartoons to the Queen and his scholia.
Sure. Why don't do you want to do investigation or perception roll to look for Gazul related stuff in the writings?
Sure. 22 perception.
Ooh.
Okay, you find a couple things that look like invoices and receipts for the temple. It looks like the Queen and Aloysius were members of the temple, and that they bought something expensive from them.
Alright, I'm gonna show the document and be like, hey, somebody with document stuff, you wanna hold on the document?
Yeah. I'll take it.
All right, what else, guys?
Shall we travel to the Gazul temple, team?
I kind of.
You remember that Daniel Mussover wanted to hear about what was in the
Yeah.
Queen's bedroom.
Maybe we should make a report
Yeah, we
back
should,
to
yeah, we
Mussover.
should talk to everybody, I think.
Yeah.
I'll speak to Mussover.
And our
about how there's 4 other people and there's a Glyphikosh and a mistress and
So you head back down to the courtyard with Valentis, and Valentis is like, what did you all find in Kilshaw's room? What's happening?
not much about Killshot. It just seems like there was some amount of. I asked him to show the document and be like, does this mean something to you? On what would spend so much money at a temple?
Yes, they bought something from the Gazul temple.
And Valentis looks at the document with disdain and says, I wouldn't know what one would buy from such a disgusting place of hedonism.
And did you know that the Queen and Kilshaw were members of the temple?
No.
Me neither.
People tend to keep that secret. So yeah, you head down to the courtyard, and as you get there, the nobles are having kind of a intense conversation, and they beckon you over, but also sort of give you the like the one moment signal as they're all talking, and basically they're talking about who should be the next monarch.
Can we listen in on what they're saying?
Yeah. There's all of the official channels that they talked about earlier that they're going to do, but then there's also this kind of like the room where it happens element where these 4 very powerful nobles are talking about it. So as you're listening to them talk, they kind of want to include you as well because you're very important to what's been happening, so they're not really trying to keep anything secret from you anyway. So you learn from them who some of the choices are for the next monarch. There's Prince Finn Coyle, who people were leaning towards. Now, House Coyle is somewhat of a minor major house, and among the houses in consideration for the throne, Prince Finn has fewer blood ties to like the main line of people that you've been learning about than the others. But there's something to say about the continuity of the line because he's the Queen's son, the stability of the realm, and his good-heartedness. Those all argue in his favor. Now, Daniel Mussover, I don't know if you've picked up on this from your other interactions with him, but he's kind of angling for the throne for himself, and he has a lot of gravitas, this big heavy mustache. He sounds like Patrick Stewart when he talks, and he's also currently the speaker of the Council of the Blooded, so he has a lot of influence, and he thinks he has your support. He wields a lot of sway, and he's a known figure, celebrated throughout the city and generous. However, his blood ties are also few. As they're talking, there's some whispering because Lady Peel Kilshaw, the one with the army out in Parvuz, she actually has the strongest claim to the throne. But none of the nobles exactly know how Lady Peel Kilshaw feels about them. So they're sort of whispering about that. And then
was Aloysius her brother?
He was not her brother. He was when the War of Succession ended. One of the competitors was beheaded, and then Lady Peel left with most of the members of her house, and Aloysius stayed behind, and in order to make sure he didn't get put to death, he made himself very useful. So Lady Peel actually has the strongest blood claim, but the other nobles are afraid about what she's going to think of them, who supported the Queen. Then they're also talking about Noémie Desran and Agatha Stuyvesant, Petra's aunt, who are of moderate popularity and moderate blood ties. And then they're also talking about Tandor Maldonado, who has the second strongest blood claim after Peel. He's the high seat of the house that Aoife replaced. Right? There was a King Maldonado, he got sick and died, and then Queen Aoife started her sort of campaign to take over. So this guy is the person who was in line after the king who died, and now that Aoife's dead and been shown to be a murderer, and Tandor has actually come into the courtyard and is discussing it with the nobles as well, and he keeps insisting that his uncle, who was the king before Aoife, must have been murdered by her since she's evil, and he was supposed to have died from sickness. But and if that is the case, if it's murder, then shouldn't the kingdom pass back to the house that was rightfully in charge in the first place? Tandor is not the most popular. He's a little weird, but people like him. So the nobles are discussing this in front of you. You hear them talking about Prince Coil, Daniel Mussover, Lady Kilshaw, Noemi and Agatha, and Tandor. Do you interrupt and tell them about the room, or do you offer your own thoughts on what they're talking about, or what do you do?
Can I huddle with the party for a second here?
Yeah. Yes.
Do we have an interest in a particular interest in any of these people holding the throne? Do you think do any of you have a particular horse that you'd bet on in this throne race?
No.
Whoever you
I
think
feel
would do
like
the
we
best
have.
job.
I feel like we got bigger problems at the moment.
I also worry that we may have more value and favor in letting the process play out and just serving whoever succeeds, unless there's somebody we absolutely think shouldn't be put on the throne.
Well, I'd be concerned. In your vision, there was two other people in the room from two realms that we don't know which they are. So how do we know who else is in cahoots with these bad forces?
That's true, but also, do we want to choose the candidate for Elenia that is the strongest to fight this brewing evil on its borders now?
So then the question is, what kind of strength will be needed? Is it a pure heart like the prince, or will he get usurped in 5 seconds, or somebody with strong military might, or someone? Do we want to put the finger on the scale of someone that we already have a relationship with? I mean, it's a big opportunity that we have here.
Ooh, what are which of these houses has strong relations with House Tamerwan?
It's like
They will need. I will ask this openly because they will need my family's mages. This is an army will not kill the thing that I saw. They will need my family's mages. These are creatures from the outer planes.
But wouldn't your family's mages serve the good of the realm, no matter who is the leader?
Yes, but would the noble who takes the throne, form an alliance with my family and call upon their strength, or would they pridefully seek to attack this threat militarily?
I just think it's hard from our vantage point to know who would be pure, who would not be corrupted, and who would lead the battle the best. I don't know.
Well, I think that this threat requires my family's strength, but I'll ask outside the game. Is there anybody that hates House Tamerwan out of this group?
No, House Tamerwan is a very aloof house that likes to stay out of politics. They're in the Council of the Blooded, but
yes.
So they don't have close, neither good nor bad ties with any of these houses. They're pretty much aloof and cold with everyone.
Yes, well, none of these people especially like my family, and none of them especially hate my family. Strangely, as we have a reputation for being odd and aloof. I'm sure.
Well,
I know it's as
That's
strange
shocking.
as much news to me.
Lord
as
Hans, they
news to
say sometimes the apple does fall far from the tree.
Yes, thank you,
Correct.
thank you, Jasper, a wonderful friend.
Well, I know Una's been very interested in the governance system of Parvus for a long time, and the fact that that lady has a big old army out there, supposedly, that would probably help, if anything, if we could unify and get her army, and that the medicine that Jasper's mom needs, the lichens grow out by the lake in Parvus.
Yes,
So
you know, that's a
there's-
very good point.
She's racking up reasons to want to go. But just to your point, if we need the magical help of the mages, we also probably wouldn't hurt to have the military help of trying to unify,
Yes.
some of these forces if we could.
And as much as I hate to say it, even a threat to the realm, of this magnitude, my family might take some convincing.
Well, so, I mean, it is not a decision we want to take lightly. Do you think there's a way we could perhaps convince them to appoint a regent, while these different options are explored, or, something interim so we would have time to go to Parvus and vet this Lady Kilshaw, or,
Well, it seemed like they had said the plan originally was that the Council of the Blooded were going to rule for a while as a group, as a collective, until they made this decision. Maybe if we let them know that we may be faced with larger problems that are going to require a multi-pronged approach, considering this is happening in other realms, we suspect.
unless they see it as an opportunity for a power grab.
Well, sure, but
So as you guys are talking, you realize that the nobles who are all talking to each other are now all looking at you. And,
Great.
Daniel Mussover says, I see you're all conferring very quietly. Did you have something you wanted to share with us?
Hans, would you like to talk about your experience?
So it's just like 4 of them there. It's like a smaller group.
Tandor came up, and now there's like some sort of like courtiers and couriers and guards. But yeah, those 4 that I mentioned are the main talkers.
I mean, I
While
think we
he
should-
tells his
Well, we may have some things to share, but I think it may be best to do in kind of a smaller trusted group.
Mussover thinks that makes sense and says, "Let's all go to Aloysius Kilshaw's study."
Very good. Let us lead the way.
And then he realizes that there's not enough chairs in there, so he says, "Let's go to the smaller audience room that the Queen used." And so you all head there, and there's this room that it's a smallish room. It has white marble columns, like 8 of them going down. It's not the mouth of a creature. It has 8 marble columns going down the room, and like a little sort of reflecting pool in the middle. And then there are 10 chairs arranged around the room facing the reflecting pool. And then there's one chair against the back wall that's throne-esque. And so this is the smaller receiving room that the Queen would receive delegations and meet with her small council in, the Queen's Council that a few of the nobles were on. So I imagine you all take a seat.
Yes.
Hassim sits on the throne.
I was just going to say before Hans begins his tale, Daphne wants to, while he's talking, focus on facial expressions, body language, specifically of, if it's just the 4 guys, just to clock, how people are reacting to what he's
we
saying.
have a person from Rocinante in the room, right? And
You have Anaranjado. The noble house Anaranjado is from here, but they originally came from there. So
Okay.
it's like how I'm Irish.
right, okay.
But they've maintained their accent, which is wonderful.
Got it.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. they speak Spanish at home. They speak Rocinante at home. So yeah, you've got Mussover, Dejan, who is the French woman that supported the queen originally, the Bourgogne woman, and Aranjado and Dreisten, who you talked to at the party. So there's those 4 and you 5, and everybody takes a seat, and none of the nobles sit in the throne, because they don't want to freak out the other nobles. You want to roll insight 4 times?
Yes.
I would also like to kind of see specifically when.
Let me get these rolls first.
Okay.
Okay.
Each of us rolls once, or we all roll 4
No,
times?
Daphne's gonna roll thrice.
Yeah, we'll see it. I have a +6, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Can we start
The first
calling-
one is a 10.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, that's better. The second one is a 19. Third one is an 18.
Okay.
Oh, one more. Sorry. 17. So 23.
Okay. You got a good read on everybody but Mussover.
Okay.
All right. So you said, what did you want to do, Hassan?
Oh, similar. Just see specifically when Mistress and the Gazol or whatever it is. Galethakash. When they're mentioned, if any of their like ticks happen.
Okay. So why don't we say that you're helping her, and why don't you roll once for insight to see if it replaces her 10.
Yeah, it is.
16.
Okay.
Hell
So
yeah.
You got a good read on all 4 of them, and both of you are watching faces while people be talking. So everybody settles in, and Daniel Mussover is like, okay, we're here in private. Please tell me the information you wish to share.
So the queen was in league with some entity called Galethakash. Does that ring a bell, Lord Mussover?
No.
You've never heard of Galethakash?
No.
Have you heard of someone called the Mistress?
No. I've heard of my copper mines and my cigars.
Are any of my lords aware of any cult activity in the surrounding area in the past few years that might have been escalating?
The lords and ladies sort of look at each other and look at you and look at you. No. We all say no.
Have you noticed any townsfolk being more prideful or acting more ambitious lately?
I'm sorry, I'm beginning to feel a little interrogated. Did you have any information to share with us, or are we
Yes,
on trial?
the queen was possessed or in league with someone or something called Galethakash, and she had pledged to serve along with Galethakash something called the Mistress. Her necklace connected her to these beings in some way, and I have reason to believe, based on a vision afforded to me by the necklace, that Borgonia and Rocinante are also troubled by powerful leaders in league with this Mistress. Supernatural and magical powers are at hand here.
And
Military might may not be enough to defeat them.
And Lord Hans, perhaps we should share with them this note we found in the Queen's chamber.
Ah, yes.
And so we can pass this around, and please.
Noemi Devon gasps and clutches her pearls as she sees the.
Try to not touch the blood directly. Thank you.
Oh! And Hector Anaranjado kind of leans forward because he likes blood, and Imran Dreisten is also taken aback, but in a more subtle way. And and they look at it and they read it, and they tell you. Daniel tells you, I had no idea that the evil ran so deep. We thought she was good Queen Aoife, but now we see, based on this note, that was part of what she was doing. Was she was giving hearts to something?
Yeah.
Hearts and blood, yes.
She no doubt was good Queen Aoife at some point, and we should all be concerned that anyone could be corrupted by this evil. Yeah.
Possibly pouring them down into the maw of the sensuous mistress.
And as you can see, they were she was in some sort of sick competition with servants who are in Rocinante and Borgonia.
In other realms.
At this point, there's a knock at the door, and it opens up, and it's the prince. And it looks like he's suppressing FOMO, and he's like, thank you all for waiting for me. I'm very glad that you've convened this council to let me know what's taking place, what happened to the good mother that I once had. What did I miss?
Here's the note.
Lord, yes, your grace. Please come in,
Yes.
and maybe
We
Lord
should say-
Hans can fill you in on what we just
It was the prince that initially warned us to these matters, and yes, Your Grace, everything you said proved to be true, and I will repeat the story exactly as I just told it.
The prince,
show him the note.
the prince walks over to the throne, looking like he's going to sit in it, and then he's sort of like takes a quick glance at the nobles and sits at the chair that's next to it instead, so as not to rile anyone. And he looks at the note, and you see tears spring into his eyes momentarily. And then he, gets himself together and again says, it will be my goal as ruler to avenge the death of my good mother who died within the bad. And he sounds like he's trying to sound like Daniel Mussover now, even though he's only 16 years old.
Maybe.
All of the nobles are really shocked by the note. They can't believe the evil to which, the depth to which the evil ran. Anaranjado leans forward and again says, this evil lurks beneath the castle, in that pit. We must go and jump into the pit and kill the monster. Golethakash, whether it be Hydra or dragon, I care not.
I love this man, and I grab his arm.
You've
raise
killed
it up.
hydras and dragons before?
We have reason to believe
No.
that it might be a large. Have you seen the spectator that we spoke of? The creature with the many eyes. It's some giant version of. There's some cult of those creatures, and maybe one of those.
There's a cult of those creatures? Well, Anaranjado is like, we will kill them all! My family will kill them all! We'll stab it in the eye!
Oh, it looks like it's taken care of.
Maybe we should assemble a fierce force, but we may want to have we may want to think through who should be part of that force that enters into the catacombs.
I would be fine with someone else entering the catacombs.
Well, I'm thinking your house may want to contribute some
Yes.
great wizards. Yeah.
The prince says, yes, my loyal subjects, the intelligent thing to do would be to send an army down into the dungeon, into the crypt, to discover the location of this Golethakash, be it a floating eyeball. Yes, we must send our armies into the dungeon.
Respectfully, there is also to consider the fact that this is happening on a bigger scale, and I don't know that clearing the catacombs, while an admirable undertaking in and of itself, will dig out the root of the problem, so to speak. It may be a temporary solution as we get towards the bigger issue.
Yes, the prince says, wise counsel. The best leaders choose wise advisors. Again, he's got a high voice and he's 16 years old. Daniel Mussover says, very good. Well, as you know, the Council of the Blooded will be ruling the city as we decide the next monarch. Thank you, my prince, for your wonderful leadership. We have some choices before us. We could send armies and you into the catacombs, into the pit you spoke of. There's definitely some questions to ask Hortense Bancroft and the Temple of Tactilius and Gazul. Yes. Didn't you mention something else as well?
Well, I think Lord Hans has some thoughts about how best to investigate this necklace.
The mages and the families.
Our
was one.
archmage for
Yes, and I'd also like to speak to the Archmage who the Queen had an angry letter about.
I don't think rushing into the catacombs is maybe the best next move.
I wanted to.
I think we need to gather as much information as possible. Ooh, no, I'm
And a
sorry.
bigger army. That's what I suggested. Parvu.
Yes. Well, it seems like we have many choices. Do you all have a preference about what road we go down here? It's a very delicate
we all
time.
almost died fighting just the queen. I don't feel great about jumping into a pit.
No, nor do I.
Yes, at least we'd like to sleep first before jumping into the pit. I think we should take a day tomorrow to speak to the temple. This Hortense. I'll speak to the Archmage and gather what more information we can.
What do you think is the right course of action regarding what you saw in your vision? You said you saw people from other lands, and there were puppet masters of sorts. What should we do about this? What does this indicate, and what should we do about it?
I would say be cautious in your interactions with the leaders of Borgonia and Rocinante.
And Lord Mussover, have you heard anything? Have you any intelligence of any odd happenings among the leadership of these lands?
The nobles look at each other, and Noemi Deran speaks up and says, I have heard that the Prime Minister of Bourgogne has been acting strangely lately. But I do not know. Do you think it is connected to these?
Maybe we should investigate.
Very well may be. I wonder too if there are anyone that could be trusted in these lands to convey some sort of warning. But I don't know. This is well beyond what I'm used to. I'm a simple cat, really.
Okay.
Maybe we should check out the other lands to see what's going on.
Well, okay. Well, as Dungeon Master, I'm going to interrupt this and say, I want to know what we're doing next time.
Yeah.
You've talked about going to the Temple of Gazul. You talked about jumping down the hole in the catacombs. You talked about going to speak.
I do not want to jump down.
We're not going down the hole in the
No
catacombs.
player characters. talk
Well,
about jumping
everybody's
down the hole.
saying that because we just almost got killed, but next time we might want to kill something. After you had a nice 8 hours rest, you might want to fight again.
So
We're level 3 going up against God knows what. I just.
So we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back into character, but I'm just saying that the dungeon master wants to know what we're doing next time. Wants to have a plan.
Was this something?
And
yeah.
so going back into the game, Daniel Mussover looks at you all and says, "You've helped us all very much so far. So we'd love your input on what to do next. Whether it's to go to Bourgogne or Rocinante or Parvus." To speak with the Archmage, to go visit the Temple of Gazul.
Wait, the Archmage is in Parvus.
No.
We'd love your guidance, but if you don't know what to do next, we may decide for you what we will ask you to do.
Group, I suggest we do the two things that are easy in town here first, which is speak to Gazul's temple and the Archmage, and then, Jasper, didn't you say that your mother needed an herb from Parvus?
Yes, I've been trying not to think about with all that's going on and the danger in the realm, but I would very much like to see if I can't help my mother in some way. And it may be that there's other reasons to go to Parvus and meet with this Lady Killshaw.
Is Bargone on the way to Corvus?
No.
They're separate.
Well, I'll leave. I would love to speak to the Archmage, and I know we'd all like to speak to the Gazul Temple, and then where we go after there, I think is up to the team.
We're not Daphne.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk to the people in the temple. I think that's and I want to give the prince an awkward hug. Tell him that we're gonna do everything we can to figure out what turned his mom like this.
There was another place to gather or something.
You
that-
do those
I remember.
things,
I do
and
those things.
the prince tries to look tough
Yeah.
as he accepts the hug.
Aw. There was another place where we could gather something that would help at least prolong my mother's life, and it was something also that I thought dovetailed with exploring something in your background. It was like far to the north. It was like I didn't bring my notes, which is unfortunate.
It was north of the Elven Dell on the way to Unskild in the northwest was one place that the flowers grew in lava, and then the other place was in Liebenstag on the border with Bourgogne.
Okay.
While you're thinking about that, Daphne, you had something to say?
Oh, I was just going to ask a DM question. Hortense, the High Priestess, is she the High... I'm sorry, I couldn't find it in my notes. Is she the High Priestess for Tactilius or Gazul?
She is for Gazul.
Okay.
Well, that's
Okay.
Bourgogne. If it's on the border of Bourgogne, that would get close to
And there's something
I
about
feel
your
like we have more
background.
pressing places to go right now than
Define
Bourgogne.
where you came from is like far to the north.
So,
that's my old ship, where my old captain was.
Okay.
so it sounds like so Daniel Mussover says, wonderful. I really appreciate all of your insight. It sounds like you all think it's very important to talk with Hortense Bancroft about the connection between the Temple of Gazul and our queen, and we feel it is important as well. Also, I understand you want to speak with the Archmage. Why was that?
The Queen had a minor obsession, according to her correspondence, with defunding the Archmage, who had overstepped his bounds. I wonder if he hadn't caught wind of her activities somehow, and she was afraid he would oppose her.
Very interesting. Okay. Yes, she somehow managed to keep that silent. A silent need to defund the Archmage. Very interesting. Wonderful. It sounds like there are many options for you, but that you want to visit the Temple of Gazul and speak with the Archmage. Very good. After you all have a long rest, you should do that. And meanwhile, we will be discussing who the next monarch will be. He sort of glances at the prince. He's like, did you have any further input on that, or would you like to leave that up to our discussion?
Let's just make sure you don't pick one that's possessed by an evil demon.
I asked, is there a problem with you all doing the Blood Council forever as the rulership?
All the nobles sort of looked really taken aback, like, our kingdom without a monarch? That's insanity. What is a Greater Elenia without a monarch? A group of people ruling a country. Pshaw!
I think that we certainly aren't in a place to know who would be the proper leader. You all, that's for you to decide, and we're here to serve the realm. But one thing seems sure, that whoever it is, and maybe the Council of the Blood, it needs to put a stop to these duels that take place among the children. This seems to be something the Queen was promoting in order to serve her mistress.
Duels have been a part of our culture for hundreds and hundreds of years. We have no desire to change that. And then Mussover says, we're going to go talk about who to make the monarch. And thank you all very much for your information. We look forward to receiving more information from you after you talk to Hortense Bancroft and this Archmage. You'll find that your rooms in the castle are even better than when you last saw them. I sent my servants up there to make them very well for you. I hope you get a wonderful rest this evening. Feel free to do anything you want with yourselves. This is a world, an open world. If this were a video game, it'd be GTA 3. And then all the nobles file out, and each one of them says like, "Oh, thank you for your help," and they leave. And you two, who were inciting all of them, you didn't catch anything off base or evil or weird about any of their facial expressions or tics or reactions. They all seem to be on the up
they're
and up.
assholes, but they're above board, it seems.
Yes. So you guys are alone in this room, thinking about headed to bed, even though it's like mid-afternoon, late afternoon, and that is the end of our session.
So,
Great job.
do you have enough for next session, or do we need to decide
No, we're good.
where to go?
You guys are good.
Okay.
We're good.
I do have one other question. Since it is mid-afternoon ostensibly, and then we're doing things the next day, can we message you with any like downtime things? Or
Sure.
cool.
I mean, anything that you're gonna do, I would prefer that we do it here rather than.
Sure, but just to, you know.
Yeah, you can send me stuff. Just try to send it to me in the next couple days. Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff brewing for you, so we don't like need to fill time or anything. It's not like you're good.
The queen's gonna come back to life, guys.
Yeah,
Did say-
you guys have to do the same battle again next
Yeah,
time.
there's a line that
Well, now-
concerned me because it was like
Now I feel like I could do better.
this part.
What was it?
This part about the ruler of the land until my body shall give way, and then she shall rule me as I deserve. So I'm like, what happens after their body gives way? Where they go?
She's with her. She's with her mistress now.
Yeah.
Indeed, what does happen? Find out on the next episode of
Elenia Toth.
The Multifaceted Mystery of Elenia Toth. All right, so let's do checkouts. What did you enjoy today? Anything that you would have be different, and something awesome that a fellow player did. And let's start out with Jasper.
That was a rip-roaring, hairy combat sequence, and I love that I was like immobile and impotent, basically watching this all happen around me. And I love that Lord Hans hung back and then ended up delivering the kind of the penultimate but critical blow to the queen from a distance. That was really great. And I want to start. We should all start referring to Hassam as the Queen Slayer, I think, from here on out. And that's why I thought he should have also ascended the throne when he had the chance right then. Just as the Kingslayer did in Game of Thrones after killing the king. What was it? Anything? I can't think of anything different. It was great.
Yes, an inspiration point to both Hassam and Lord Hans for their decisive blows in killing the queen, and an inspiration point to Jasper for fighting valiantly as half of his body was turned to stone, taking and dealing damage, and breaking his musket.
Which will now, after a long rest, be restored,
no.
according to... No?
It won't.
Well,
You
he's
wake up
gonna...
the next day, it's not broke. It's not fixed.
I'm gonna spend a lot of time on my downtime looking at this pistol.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your new one.
Yeah, I'll send you the details on the pistol.
Cool.
In order for you to fix the musket, you will have to take it to a specialist.
Yeah.
All right. Did we get all three things?
I
Anything you
honestly
want to be
thought...
different?
Well, I honestly thought there was a good chance that we were all going to die.
Yeah.
But this was the last session. So
Good.
great job.
To the edge of death.
One thing that happened a couple times while testing this battle was a couple of you had one of your limbs disintegrated,
Oh,
and
Jeez.
you would forever have a disintegrated limb.
that would
Oh! Ooh, 1 hour.
that'd be really bad.
I'll tell you another thing in a person or two. It's your
Yeah,
turn.
I want to know about the
Oh.
opera hands.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Yeah, what's the upper hands?
What is it? Likes, dislikes, change something? What? Anyway, that was total madness. I had the moment where I was like, maybe we weren't supposed to just chase them right into the courtyard. Should have waited for an army. But I just loved that Daphne like saved me while she was on the edge of like no HP, and she got me up. That was very selfless and wonderful. And I can't believe how shittily some of those rolls went, and how nearly useless our like good guards were, who like missed almost every time. Like that was unbelievable, and how amazingly great the other guards were at stabbing us constantly with their high-powered weapons.
They're high-powered spears. They're just
Yeah,
spears.
high-powered spears.
They were like ceremonial spears.
And that-
pretty special.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
fireball was like, holy shit, that was a lot of damage. But again, I loved, I like how all the team works together. Thank goodness for good berries. And and Hans rolling against disadvantage and going, I don't care, I'm doing it anyway. So
Yeah.
third time was the charm of doing it. Different, I don't know. I always just feel like there's certain times where I can't tell when we're like dilly-dallying in a place that has nothing of interest, or we should be looking harder in the things we're missing, and I can't think of all the things that we're missing. And then different. I just wish, because there was like part of me that was like feeling that the queen was salvageable because she was possessed, so I really wanted to like get the thing off her without killing her, and then sometimes I feel bad that you just have to kill people.
We set her free.
Yeah, she's free. Well, no, now she's a servant of her mistress getting what she deserves
Yeah.
because evidently she did that. But I'm real interested. I mean, I just love the freaking detail and the story and the intricacy, and
Yeah.
kudos to you. Kudos to
Yeah.
you. It's so fun. It's so fun. I'm
And
like-
now we have not just one baddie
Oh,
in
no,
one
it's
kingdom.
just-
Now we have, what, 4? Yeah.
So the fireball, you guys were lucky that Jasper snuck in invisibly and that you barreled in, because in all of my testing, you guys always started out in the corner, and a lot of times you all got fireballed at once.
Ooh.
And the
Mhm.
fact that you guys were all spread out
Staggered, yeah.
meant that only 3 of you
Yep.
got fireballed. And the worst part of that battle is the fireball. Like, if you all fucking fail your save, you're just fucking dead.
Classic DMing from first edition. You're dead.
Yeah, you get fireball. But the initiative order really matters, you know. If she goes first and she fireballs you while you're all clumped together, you're fucked.
I thought it was gonna happen, and I wanted to get the hell out of Dodge, but initiative killed us.
Wow.
Anything you want to be different?
No, it's just that I wanted to save the queen.
And you liked how Daphne gave her life for
It
you?
was so sweet. She got hit right before she got up to me, and then it was like, oh well.
So inspiration point to Daphne for saving your life, and inspiration point for Una for putting herself into the wood chipper over and over
Oh my
again,
gosh.
and for shooting lightning. So
Yeah, I got to do my thing.
the wild magic barbarian is really fun, and if I didn't tell some of you, I altered her table, so If she rolls a 2, she's gonna use her snow globe
Ugh.
because
Yeah.
it's the real table is a D8 and I made it a D10 with like if she rolls a 1, well you'll find out. But
Things can go astray.
but like because she spent so much time meditating, looking at the ocean and feeling magic rush into her, she has something in her that was awakened when she touched the. When she's been working with this globe so much, it's like awakened the wild magic in her, and she's become a wild magic barbarian. Michael's turn.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I liked the fact that you're like, oh, there's a force field thing, and nobody can come in or out. So this is it, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think we would lose. I was still at full hit points. So I was.
Yeah.
You were still what?
I was still at full hit points and had my spells, so I was just thinking that once I went out of the wolf form, I would have brought back 2 of you,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't happen. Yeah, I thought that was a really interesting and fun encounter. A lot of, I am interested in what the orchestra thing was and all the other stuff that you added to her with her little necklace thing, and hopefully it doesn't turn us into crazy psychopaths as well. Yeah, I mean, I thought a lot of people did super cool things. Sacrificing yourself for the fellow person, and you're like, you gotta do it, and then you go, and then you wake up later, and she's like, got your suit, and you're just like, well, you know.
I love you.
Yeah.
So the upper hands was she was attempting to summon flying swords, and so if she had succeeded, a couple flying swords would have shown up like in front of Lord Hans, for example, or like wherever they needed to be, and then you'd be fighting more shit. But she had a 50-50 chance every time of summoning them, and she never did. She
Well,
never
good thing.
succeeded. Yeah, and it's even better of a thing because if she had succeeded, then she would have started shooting you guys in between her turns instead of trying to make the swords come. But I just wanted those swords to come, so I was stuck on that.
Yeah.
And so was she. She was like, "Where are my fucking swords?"
Yeah.
But if they had come, you'd have the swords, and she'd be blasting you in between
Oh
turns.
my
So,
That would have been terrible.
yeah. Did you do all 3 of your things?
I would like to plus on the idea of like if you think searching a room is kind of a waste of time, to just do like one roll and just move on, as opposed to like having us go through it, or like, you know, if there's something that we're like really going towards and it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think all of the rooms yielded something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
When she went to Killshaw's bedroom, she was looking for the insignia ring, and she rolled to find it. She didn't find it, and then that led her to the study. You wouldn't have gone to the study if you hadn't gone to Killshaw's bedroom and not found the ring there and said, "Where might the ring be?" So none of the rooms were a waste of time. You know, in his study, not only did she get the insignia, but you also found another connection to the Gazul temple. You found out more information. So yeah, all of those trips were, you know, worthwhile. But yeah, I'm all about ending a battle if the battle's over. Like, these 2 people run away, or you know.
Yeah, and just to be clear, I wasn't mentioning like because I felt it happened today. I just know there's sometimes in past rounds that I have that feeling where I'm like, am I?
Yeah, but point taken. I won't waste you guys' time. We're not wasting each other's time.
No.
Yeah, search this room. There's another room next to it. Search that room. Okay. How about there's another room? Yeah. So I'll remain mindful of that. Did you hit all 3 things?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Daphne, Laura.
Yes, that's me. For things that or for shout outs for people, one, Tim, thank you for hanging in there, even though it's so hard to play when you don't feel well, and you still, you know, acquitted yourself very well, and yeah, and I enjoy, so this will segue to the other one too, but I love that you play Hans the way he's gonna act, you know what I mean, even if it's not necessarily the safest or smartest, but he's gonna do what he's gonna do, and I appreciate honoring those choices. And Julie, I love that you play Una as so fearless and willing to just dive into the, the maw of the beast, even when you as a player are like, shit, like I'm probably gonna die if I do this, but I have to do it, so I appreciate, and I think everybody, does a good job with that in this group, but just those were two really stand out for me this evening, was Julie still running in and Tim going for the holder of the talisman. For things that I liked, I enjoyed in that battle having that moral choice to make, because I think we've had a lot of political decisions and maneuvering, which is really interesting in its own right. But I liked on a personal scale being able to make a choice like that, because it's going to the way that fell is going to inform how I'm going to do some things with the character moving forward. And those moments of discovery and having those opportunities to do that was exciting. And one thing that I would change, well, not even change, but just I'm hopeful maybe when we're traveling, for example, if we end up going to Parvus, that there's maybe a little downtime during the travel so that other conversations can happen and relationships can continue to develop and all that good stuff.
Yes.
And yes. Is that all of it? Good. Yes. Okay.
I don't know. I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to being in the right time zone.
Yay. Yeah, we're looking forward to having you back as well.
Yeah, and thank you for providing the infrastructure and for y'all for being patient with it. It's really nice for you to include us.
Well, I think the Zoom is working out pretty well.
Yeah, this Zoom setup's great.
Yeah.
All right, Timothy.
Thank you all. Everybody kicked ass. One thing I really liked was how perfectly close the battle was, where it was like, I was really thinking like, oh, it's gonna be a fucking TPK. Like, I was thinking, what's he gonna do with this? Like, the force field goes down and fucking House Moosover's personal guard comes galloping in. It's like, no, that's actually, and like shit kept dragging on. It's like, okay, that's not happening. We're just gonna die. We're just gonna die. And so that was great, because like it was perfect. 2 of us were left. Most of the party died, and 2 of us were left. We barely made it, and it was perfect. Absolutely perfect.
They were dead, just knocked out.
Yeah, well, you know. They might have been. We all might have ended up dead. And then what would have happened? Who knows? Who knows? We'd all be rolling different characters, being like you find a bunch of dead bodies in a courtyard one day. And then player thing that I liked was, again, yes, the Daphne Una roleplay. So Una's 1 hit point charge, like fuck it, I must kill. And then Una going in to heal her, or Daphne going in to heal her, as Hans watched 90 feet away, being like, are you guys insane? Come back here with me where it's safe. And then a thing that I would do differently, I think we ran out of gas a little bit in terms of our decision making at the end. I think because we had such a big story beat, that we hadn't collectively thought, like, what do we really want to do next? Because I think what we all thought we were going to continue to investigate the queen, or the queen at the end of the battle would be like, ha ha ha, you almost got me this time, but poof, and like, we'll get to the bottom of this, whether this queen's really evil. And then, like, we actually successfully killed her, and so it's like, well, what do we want to go do now? Like, there's a lot of choices. This is the open world, as you say. If it's GTA 3, like the tutorial mission has ended, and so now the entire city is open up. It's like, oh, there's evil in all these other lands as well, and like there's all these other connections to it. And there's so much to do, and like I want to do all those things. I want to go to Borgonia, I want to go to fucking Rocinante, I want to go to Parvus, I want to get the lichen that cures Jasper's mom, I want to do all those things. I want to talk to the earless blue amphibian planar creature that runs the Magic Academy. I absolutely want to spend a long time conversing with him, like all those things. So, but we didn't know what we wanted to do. We had no fucking idea what we wanted to do. It was just it was a bigger story beat than we were expecting.
So with it only being late afternoon, do you guys want to do Daphne's interlude and Hassum's interlude before you go to sleep? And or just like hang out in your room and talk before you go to sleep?
I can't tonight
No, I'm not talking about
Sorry.
tonight. I'm talking about next time.
poor Laura.
Yeah, Laura's like,
She's
I'm
like,
already
"No
half
more."
asleep, guys.
Wait, Laura, you didn't know this is a double session?
Yeah,
Did you
we're
not
on
get
4
the
more
email?
hours.
No.
Let's
I'm
take a
talking
break.
about next time at the start. We could start in late afternoon, and you can do your interlude, and we can do Hassum's interlude before you guys go to sleep and go to
I
the
see.
Mage College in Gazul.
And I'll message you and you can even see if it's worth needing to do an interlude, but we can figure that out, whatever.
But you guys want to do some like character hangout stuff before you go to bed and go to those things?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds great.
Okay. All right. That is what will
has
happen.
to have his interlude?
Yeah, I wonder-
I don't even
We
know
should
what
have
Hassum's
a-
interlude
Our
is. so-
character.
Yeah.
We
You-
should have a
you
new
will.
character
You'll find
strategy
out.
session.
What?
Oh yeah.
What?
Like Tim just pitched an in character like strategy session.
Like, what do we want to do, and what are our priorities, and like who do we want to rule the country, and like we should pick somebody that we would like to rule the country.
Right. Well, I tried to give you many opportunities to talk about that today. The first two things you're going to do after you have those two interludes are the Mage College thing and the Gazul thing. But there's definitely no reason to not continue talking about what do you want to do after that. Before you
Let's
do
pick
that.
somebody that's going to give us tremendous amounts of treasure and power. Why not?
So I'm gonna take my turn. I was so thrilled to unleash this battle on you guys. I've been practicing it over and over again. There's all sorts of intricate shit with the queen, like her legendary actions in between turns, her whether or not you have disadvantage when you're attacking her. I actually had a cloak that could break, and it broke. But running that, and then Una's barbarian thing and everything. So I've been really excited about this for like the whole holiday season, and I ran it over and over again. And sometimes you guys died.
Everybody died.
Sometimes you guys had a TPK in the test. So you did it. You made it through a really hard battle with a big boss battle, and it was dope. And I was really into it. I liked Jasper going invisible before he went into the courtyard. I hadn't thought of that, and that was really great. I liked the wolf going to town on everybody, and I hadn't thought about people getting knocked prone and how that was going to affect them. I loved Una's wild magic stuff. I think it really adds to the character in a lot of ways, and it makes it more fun for you. And you're getting better and better with her. And Daphne is an expert at role-playing and existing in the world, and she's got so many secrets, and what is she going to tell them, and what is she going to keep to herself, and what is she not even telling me about her character, and there's just so many layers that Laura brings with her role-playing skills, and obviously completely selfless healer getting in there. And I really liked Lord Hans's description of the vision. Like after I did the vision for him, then he like performed it to you, and that was a really good performance. And I liked that you guys switched back and forth between there's a monster in a hole to which person should we help become the monarch, and you're having conversations about everything. And Laura says a lot about how she wants to see inter-character interaction and inter-character relationships, and I feel like I'm really seeing a lot of that, both your in-battle relationships and your out-of-battle relationships, and I really like seeing the group grow. There's nothing more rewarding for me than for me to give you guys a question and then to shut my mouth and sit here and watch you talk about this world that I created. Like, that's really rewarding for me to watch you guys all be like, oh, what about so and so, and what about this place, and what about that thing, and like just watching you talk about it for a while is super rewarding for me. So yay. I didn't really have anything that I wanted to be different. What was the thing, Michael, that you said that I said I'd be mindful? Oh, meaningless rooms. Yeah. So no meaningless rooms. Yeah. So I shouted you all out. Yeah. So it was just really fun for me to give you the battle, and the rest of the shit, like the rest of the session, it's so circuitous based on where you would go. Like all the stuff I wrote so many paths. So it was cool that it all worked out, and I improvised some sections of it, and I was happy with myself about the improv and the writing. So yeah, I love that you guys had a battle from 6, you know, when you started, like 6:15 or whatever when you started, all the way to 8. You guys were battling for 2 fucking hours. And then it was all role playing and conversations and exploring. It was cool. So really happy about this session. And that's it.
I'm glad no TPK, nobody lost an arm or a leg.
You guys very well could have
No
lost an arm
dissolved
or a leg.
limbs.
Yeah, that would have been terrible.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll see everybody
Thank
soon.
you.
There's an alternate universe where Daphne doesn't have a left hand. You know?
Wow.
Tim, feel better. Next time, maybe we'll all be together in the
Yeah.
same room.
Yay!
Yay.
Sleep well, Laura. Thank you for
Yeah.
playing
Thank
so
you.
late.
Yeah.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Right.
Whew.